Greene County Tech. Whitehall is at home against Farmington. Nettleton will host Hot Springs, and Valonia will host Little Rock Christian. When we come back, we're going to turn our attention to 4A, 3A, and 2A. But first, let's look at the 4A Rex's Road to the Rock rankings. In Class 4A, number 1, Shiloh Christian. Number 2 is Joe T. Robinson. Number 3, Warren. Number 4, Stuttgart. And number 5, Arkadelphia. We'll look over the entire bracket and give you the Rex's Road to the Rock rankings in 3A and 2A when we come back. Stay with us. The final segment of the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas High School Game Day Show when we return.
For over 70 years, we at the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas have had our game face on. Our passion for delivering reliable, affordable power to every corner of Arkansas is stronger than ever. And with 17 electric distribution cooperatives, we cover more than 60% of Arkansas. That's power to more than 500,000 homes, farms, businesses, winter, spring, summer, and cool fall football Friday nights. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, powering the thrill of Friday night lights.
I'm Rex Nelson. Outside of the state's natural beauty, the thing that strikes me most as I travel Arkansas is the junk in yards and trash along the highways. In a place that markets itself as the natural state, we've too often been guilty of, at best, ignoring our natural treasures, at worst, polluting and littering them. Let's take pride in our state by keeping it litter-free. Visit KeepArkansasBeautiful.com to get involved.
This message brought to you by this station, the Arkansas Broadcasters Association, and the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission.
A smile is a powerful thing, especially when it's protected by the nation's largest network of dentists, Delta Dental. Not only is a healthy smile a good indicator of your overall health, it also comes in handy when you're stealing the fries off your friend's plate, even though you didn't want fries. But here you are, smiling that healthy smile of yours, taking one after another. Schedule a checkup today and unleash your smile power with the affordable insurance plans from Delta Dental of Arkansas.
When it comes to heating my home, my water, cooking meals, or drying clothes, nothing beats natural gas from CenterPoint Energy. It's my most affordable option. It costs less to use than most other energy sources, and it's easier on the environment. So if you already have natural gas, keep it. But if you're replacing an appliance, choose it.
To learn more about enjoying the benefits of a natural gas home, visit centerpointenergy.com/natural gas benefits. CenterPoint Energy. Always there.
Join the hundreds of Sarasota Casino Jackpot winners. We're only 40 minutes from Little Rock, and it's your turn to win. Play all this month to win your share of up to $100,000 in prizes, including a rugged 2022 Jeep Gladiator. Every weekend in November, Saracen will give away thousands of dollars in free slot play. Then on Saturday night, the 27th, be on hand for your chance to win an all-new Jeep Gladiator. Be our next grand prize winner. Saracen Casino Resort, Vegas, Arkansas style. Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
At Simmons Bank, we've been helping our customers' dreams come true since 1903. We have the products and services fit for you and the tools to help you manage your finances with ease and security. Whether you're saving and investing for the future, starting a new business, or buying a new home, we're with you every step of the way. Simmons Bank is proud to support Friday Night Football in Arkansas. Simmons Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Did you know you can save lives and help flip the script on organ and tissue donation in Arkansas by
Flipping a burger,
flipping your hair, or doing a flip with friends?
20 people die every day waiting for organ transplants. Take the Aurora Flip It for Life Challenge and help us increase organ and tissue donor registration in our state. Share on social media, tag Aurora, and use hashtag #FlipItForLife. Learn more and register to become an organ and tissue donor at flipitforlife.org.
Welcome back into the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas High School Game Day Show. We gave you the Rex's Road to the Rock rankings in Class 4A before the break. Let's look at the opening round playoffs. The Rivercrest Colts have an opening round bye. The DeWitt Dragons at home against the Malvern Leopards. Shiloh Christian Saints at home against the Cave City Cavemen. Lonoke Jackrabbits will be at home against the Ashdown Panthers. Ozark Hillbillies hosting the Huntsville Eagles. The Crossett Eagles are at home against the Pottsville Apaches. Southside Southerners will be at home against Star City Bulldogs. Arkadelphia Badgers hosting the Clinton Yellow Jackets. The Warren Lumberjacks will receive an opening round bye. Truman Wildcats at home against the Mena Bearcats. Stuttgart Ricebirds hosting the Monticello Billies. Elkins Elks at home against the Dardanelle Sand Lizards. Joe T. Robinson Senators at home against Mills University. Pocahontas Redskins at home against the Fountain Lake Cobras. Prairie Grove Tigers hosting Westside Warriors. And the Lamar Warriors are hosting the Gentry Pioneers. As we take a look at the Class 3A bracket, the Hoxie Mustangs have an opening round bye. Cedarville Pirates at home against the Atkins Red Devils. The McGee Owls at home against Walnut Ridge Bobcats. The Melbourne Bearcats hosting the Perryville Mustangs. Prescott Curly Wolves at home against the Lakeside Beavers. Hickett Hornets at home against the Bismarck Lions. Newport Greyhounds at home against the Lincoln Wolves. Paris Eagles hosting Riverview Raiders. The Charleston Tigers will receive an opening round bye. Osceola Seminoles at home against the Centerpoint Knights. Harding Academy is at home against West Fork. Risen hosting Jessieville. Boonville is at home against Salem. Manila hosting Danville. Harmony Grove is hosting Harrisburg. And Glenrose is hosting Pine Bluff Dollarway. And the 2A bracket, Magnet Cove Panthers opening round bye. Murfreesboro is hosting Marked Tree. Fordyce also with an opening round bye. Hector hosting Earl. Clarendon is hosting Bearden. Lafayette County will host England. Quitman is hosting Foreman. East Poinsett County at home against Mountainburg. Dirks receiving an opening round bye. Poyen is hosting Carlisle. Bigelow against Mineral Springs. The Hampton Bulldogs at home against the Hazen Hornets. McCrory is going to be hosting Yellville Summit. Mount Ida at home against Cross County. Junction City at home against Gurdon. And Desark is at home against Parker's Chapel. Well, that is our first playoff edition of the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas High School Game Day Show. Thank you so much for being with us, and a special thanks to Nate Olson with all of his breakdown of the games. Remember to catch Rex Nelson and Nate Olson from 10 p.m. to midnight with the Vaccinate Arkansas High School Scoreboard Show. Scores from all over the state in the opening round of the playoffs. Our show is brought to you by the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, Gift Arkansas 529 Education Savings Plan, Hot Springs Convention and Visitors Bureau, Keep Arkansas Beautiful, Arkansas Delta Byways, Simmons Bank, Saracen Casino and Resort, UAMS, Vaccinate Arkansas, Centerpoint Energy, Arkansas Prostate Cancer Awareness Foundation, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, Delta Dental, Arkansas State Parks, and Aurora. I'm Michael Westbrook. I'll be back next week for the final edition of the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas High School Game Day Show.
The following is a special sports presentation from the EAB Sports Network.
It's time for Nettleton Raider football on 94.1 Bob FM. Presented by NEA Baptist, First National Bank, Kavanaugh Auto Group, Jonesboro Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, St. Bernard's, Domino's Pizza, and Real Estate Nate. Now let's go to the NEA Baptist broadcast booth and join Craig Miller for the First National Bank pregame show.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Nettleton Raider playoff football. Playoffs? Don't talk about the playoffs. Well, we're going to talk about the playoffs because the 10-0 Nettleton Raiders have made it to the big dance. Tonight, the conference champ Raiders are hosting the 4 seed out of the South, the Hot Springs Trojans, in the first round of the state playoffs here at Raider Field. My name is Craig Miller, and I am joined in the NEA Baptist broadcast booth by my tag team partner all year long, Andy Shatley. Andy, can you feel it in the air? There's just something magical about playoff football.
It really is, and it's a beautiful night, kind of crispy tonight, perfect weather for football. I will say that I am ecstatic to have you back in the booth, brother. We had a big win last Friday night that you had to watch virtually, but now we get to watch football in person tonight.
Well, I appreciate my friend Bud Stropel filling in for me, and I appreciate you as well doing your normal great job. And you guys had Raider Nation covered, and you brought home a conference championship without the TMC's help.
Well, last weekend, I don't really know the words to describe the environment down in Wynn, and you had two undefeated teams that clashed in Wynn, Arkansas last Friday night. Both teams showed why they were undefeated, very well-rounded, very athletic, and very talented and disciplined football teams. They rallied back and forth, and Nettleton was fortunate to end the game with an interception and come away with a win.
Senior All-State quarterback Cameron Scarlett was the hero for the Raiders last week. He ran for 3 touchdowns. He passed for another in the big 26-22 win over the vaunted Delta Swarm. Cameron has rushed for 1,149 yards this season. He's our leading rusher. He has passed for 1,111 yards, 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards passing. Andy, that's impressive.
It really is. We had him up in the booth, and I kind of had to rack my brain, and me being an old quarterback from Nettleton, trying to figure out if we've even ever had anybody that's had 1,000 yards passing and 1,000 yards rushing, and I'm not certain we have. I really can't think of anybody. So Raider Nation is witnessing a very special season by Cameron Scarlett, and kudos to not only how he's prepared himself for this season, but also how hard he plays. It's very inspiring.
No doubt about it. He is one of the all-time Nettleton Raider greats, Cameron Scarlett, and we have the privilege of seeing him play again tonight. Speaking of history, when we come back after this 2-minute break, we're going to talk about Nettleton Raider playoff history, and we're also going to talk about tonight's big matchup. So don't you go anywhere. More of the First National Bank pregame show coming up right after this 2-minute break.
Ship anything, anywhere at your #1 shipping source, Pack Mail in Jonesboro. Bring anything to Pack Mail, and they'll pack it, ship it, crate it, freight it, no matter how big, fragile, or awkwardly shaped. Since 1998, Pack Mail has been your #1 shipping source, the only authorized shipper of all the major carriers, UPS, FedEx, DHL, the Postal Service, and Freight Services, all in one store. At Pack Mail, you have choices. Here's Pack Mail Tim to tell us more.
Trey, we are the experts at finding solutions for even the most demanding shipping situations, and our experienced staff can help you choose the best option. So if you need to go to the post office, then FedEx, or all the way out to UPS terminal, and then get that international shipment to DHL, you can do it all in one fast, convenient, and friendly place. Pack Mail.
See, I told you, Pack Mail ships anything, anywhere, through any shipper. Pack Mail, voted the #1 printing, packaging, and shipping store in Jonesboro. Don't trust your shipping needs to just anybody. Trust Pack Mail. 361 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro. Ship anything, anywhere, today at Pack Mail.
Did you know for the first time in years, the percentage of positive drug tests has increased among workers due to increasing use of methamphetamines and marijuana? Employment drug testing is a powerful risk management tool that provides a safer, more productive workplace. It helps decrease employee turnover and absenteeism, reduces employer risk, and lowers workers' compensation incentive rates by reducing the chance of accidents and injury. A drug-free workplace program can ensure that you have a safer, more productive workplace. National MedTest Incorporated is a company who specializes in this field. Give them a call today at 931-1993 and set up a program that's right for you to make your place drug-free. National MedTest Inc., making businesses and schools drug-free.
And we welcome you back to the First National Bank pregame show. It's week 1 of the 2021 playoffs, and the Nettleton Raiders are hosting the Hot Springs Trojans. This is the first time in school history that Nettleton has played Hot Springs. Speaking of school history, let's run down the Raiders' history in the state playoffs. We started our football program in 1965. We made the playoffs for the first time in 1975 when we lost a first-round game to Des Arc. We've made the playoffs a total of 22 times, including this season. Our overall playoff record is 9-21. Our first win came in 1988 when the seniors of the best class ever, the class of 89.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Miller.
What's funny?
I apologize for go ahead. I apologize. Go ahead.
I don't think I said anything funny, did I? Let me back up and say it again. When the seniors of the best class ever, the class of 89, defeated the Walnut Ridge Bobcats right here at Raider Field, and Andy, a young Craig Miller, was in the stands cheering for the Raiders.
That's probably the best place for him that night, just in the stands.
It's like they said on Grease, if you can't be an athlete, be an athletic supporter.
That's right.
And that's what I was. But that was our first win, 1988. Our deepest run in the playoffs, well, it happened 3 times. 3 different times we've advanced to the third round. 1997, 2006, and 2017. The last time that we made it was 2018 when we got thumped in the first round by Texarkana. As for this year, Nettleton is the 1 seed out of the East. Hot Springs is the 4 seed out of the South. They are 5-5 on the season, 3-3 in conference. And here's what they've done this year. They've defeated Fountain Lake 52-7. They defeated Mena 34-0. DeQueen 50-0. They beat Texarkana 20-13 and Hope 37-20. That's the 5 wins. Their 5 losses came to Arkadelphia by the score of 43-27. Lake Hamilton, they got blanked by Lake Hamilton 41-0. They got shut out by Magnolia 45-0. They got beat by Lakeside 48-29, and they got beat by Camden Fairview 31-28. And Andy, the game that immediately stands out to me in that bunch is the Camden Fairview game. Camden Fairview is the number 1 seed out of the South, very highly regarded team, and they only beat Hot Springs by 3 points.
Yeah, that was probably one of their best showings this season. This has been an inconsistent team, and they've got some athletes on this field, and they can do some things and they can score some points. Last Friday night, I mean, the combined points of almost 80 points on the board in between the two teams, so they can score. The question is, can they stop people? And, there was a couple of games where they got blown out, but, like you say, on the top seed on their side of the 5A South, they had a pretty nice showing against Camden Fairview. So kind of depends on which Hot Springs team shows up tonight.
The key word for Hot Springs is balance. Whenever I asked Coach Alan Johnson, our defensive coordinator, what their offense is like, he said very balanced. They run about 50% of the time. They pass about 50% of the time. They run the spread offense, and their quarterback has thrown for over 1,600 yards this year. You're going to hear his name a lot tonight, is Isaac Sheeler. He is a senior quarterback, and he should be a dandy. Looking forward to seeing him. They have a stud running back. His name is Pierce Smalley. They say that this young man has received some D1 offers, including from Arkansas State University, who is at least interested in him. That is the word that I got from Chad Hooten and company. Andy, having a next-level kid in your backfield is a great equalizer whenever you got a 4 seed against a 1 seed.
It really is. And honestly, both teams have a very strong backfield. So, that's going to be an interesting matchup between the two quarterbacks who are very talented. And both running backs are very talented, as in, Pierce Smalley on one side, and then you have Kobe Bradley on the other side. So, like I say, these teams actually match up quite well. They're both very balanced teams on the passing and the rushing side of things. And so it'll be very interesting to see how they match up on the field tonight.
Well, we want to say a special shout-out before we cut to another 2-minute break to Jorge Salas. He's started all year long, one of the team captains. He started on the defensive line, and he was injured in a bonfire accident just a couple of nights ago and received some bad burns, unable to be at school ever since and unable to play tonight. And we hope that Jorge is watching, listening out there. Jorge, your alma mater loves you very much, and we're praying for you. Hope to see you back out on the field next Friday night, and we hope that you're doing all right tonight. So for the first time in history, it's the Nettleton Raiders versus the Hot Springs Trojans. It's playoff football on NTV. When we come back, we'll hear from the Raiders head coach, Stephen Hampton. Don't you dare touch that dial. You're listening to the First National Bank pregame show on the EAB Sports Network.
You've been told bank just don't have the digital capabilities you need. But why not have the best of both worlds? At First National Bank, we have all the online banking tools you could ever need. Plus, if you need something, we have real people in real places near you. Digital, with branches, and real people. We know you can't be everywhere at once, but we can be anywhere you are. Check it, snap it, track it, pay it, move it, and ask it anywhere. First National Bank, putting you first, always.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
As many years as our family has been in this business, we have a lot of friends. We built a lot of relationship with customers in Northeast Arkansas and Southeast Missouri. Our families at Glen Sain want to reach out to you and say we really appreciate the many years of business. I feel like our folks have done a great job getting our sold orders for our customers and taking care of our customers in service for the last several months with all the issues we've had. Things will get back to normal. We just want to say thank you. We appreciate you. Glen Sain, and God bless our troops.
Put your daily office routines in the hands of people you can trust. Forrest Office Machines, your authorized Sharp document systems dealer in Jonesboro. That's right, since 1965, Forrest Office Machines has provided dependable office equipment and reliable service. We follow the equipment journey through all kinds of changes and developments, always on the cutting edge, whatever that is. And our partnership with Sharp document systems means we offer the very latest, most dependable equipment. And Forrest is the only office equipment dealer that when you need supplies, you can walk in our store and get it. When you need it fixed, you can call us.
This is Barry Forrest. My family's been taking care of equipment needs of businesses just like yours since 1965. I would love to work for you today.
Put your daily office routines in the hands of people you can trust. Forrest Office Machines, your authorized Sharp document system dealer at 1005 G Street in Jonesboro. 932-7852. 932-7852. Call Forrest Office Machines today.
Welcome back to the First National Bank Pregame Show. We're here with Coach Stephen Hampton for our weekly pregame visit. Coach, first of all, let me say congratulations. Your Nettleton Raiders are the undisputed Conference 5A East champions.
Well, thank you. We're excited. We're very proud, about that. But there's still work left to be done. So, I think we'll be able to kind of reflect back on it a little bit more after the season. But as coaches, Friday night we enjoyed the night, the ride home. But then Saturday morning it was time to kind of go back to work and get ready for this week's game.
The main question I've got for you, Coach, is how in the world were y'all able to win without me on the call?
Well, honestly, I'm not sure. But, probably a good thing that I didn't know you weren't on the call until after the fact. I probably would have been a little nervous there. Probably would have affected my mindset. But, like I said, I didn't know until I walked up to do the post-game interview that you weren't there Friday night. I hate that you missed it. I hate that you got, missed seeing Colby and, the rest of his teammates, perform.
Oh, I hate it like everything for sure, but I'm just so thrilled that y'all won and very appreciative of Bud Schropel, the voice of the Jonesboro Hurricanes, for helping us out on that for sure. Let's talk about that big win at Wynn. You went into halftime trailing 14-7, but like Andy Shatley said numerous times during the broadcast, the Nettleton Raiders are a second-half team.
Well, we tend to, for whatever reason, play well in the second half of games, and I think, sometimes there's different reasons, sometimes you got to get after them at halftime. Sometimes it's more a calming, to calm guys down. This week was really wasn't any panic or, anything like that because we had prepared our kids for a 4-quarter game. So we knew it was going to go right down to the wire. We just happened to be down by 7, so there wasn't any panic. We just had to clean up some things, on both sides of the ball. Wasn't anything that, scheme-wise, we just had to do things better. And I think really when you face a flex-bone team like that, the biggest challenge is the speed of the game once you start. You cannot simulate that in practice. You can run the plays and see what they look like, but, obviously, Wynn is going to be able to run them faster and crisper than what our scout team. And so I think that had something to do with us adjusting to the speed of the game early on.
Wynn's defense came into last week's game allowing less than 4 points per conference game. Y'all scored 26 on them. 4 touchdowns, all of them the handiwork of Cameron Scarlett. He ran for 3 and then passed for 1. What more can we possibly say about the great all-state quarterback Cameron Scarlett?
Well, I hope he's got another one in him this week. He's an outstanding competitor. At times he wills his team to win, and there's times where he just puts us on his back. Running the football, you can see, you've seen it time after time. There's a scrum of players, and then all of a sudden that pile begins to move because his legs start churning. And I think that really ignites those offensive linemen. They get in on the pushing of the pile, and man, it just like a swarm that just keeps moving, and it's crazy to see sometimes. But I'm glad he's with us. I'm glad he's on our side, and we're really proud of him.
It was a great second-half comeback last week. One reason for it is that your defense held Wynn to just 8 second-half points. It seems like you guys, as you mentioned earlier, y'all figured out the flex bone as the game went along.
Yeah, we did. And that one touchdown, boy, we wish, had a misalignment. Just got caught, a guy on the wrong side. And if we're lined up correctly, they may not score that one touchdown. It just felt really good about the way we were playing the second half. We felt really good about the plan we had, and proud of our defensive coaches, Coach Lovins, Coach Johnson, putting together a great plan. We studied and studied and studied. He did a lot of research, and came up with a plan that really fit our kids, and our kids executed.
Coach, did you have a defensive player of the week?
Well, you know what? We met Monday. Well, actually, we met as a coaching staff on Sunday to talk about, our players of the week. And what we decided, we had one player of the week for the whole offense, defense, and that was the entire Raider football team, because we felt like everybody played a part in winning that championship. Everybody on the offensive side, from the offensive line, the receivers made big plays, the backs made plays, defensively, D-line, linebackers, DBs, Juan with the interception at the end, special teams. So, and then the guys that helped prepare us, on the scout team did a great job of simulating the offense the best that they could do, and so that was our player of the week, was our whole team.
I love it, Coach. I do. I love that a lot. Let's talk about the last two plays of the game. The big sack by Blake Brown, then the big interception by Juan Badillo. How about those two guys?
Well, incredible. We knew going out there for that last series, one, they didn't have any timeouts left, so we knew they were going to have to throw the football, which is not something that, their offense is set up to do. Their offensive line's not used to pass blocking and holding guys out. So, we told our secondary, make sure we stay on top of routes. And then, Blake, he's responsible for a back, but when that back blocks, he's able to go and add to the blitz. And he did. The quarterback rolls out. He made a huge sack. And really that set the tone, because all the receivers were down the field and they had to get back. They had to hurry up and try to run that last play. And, really their only shot was to throw it deep. And Juan did a great job staying on top of the route and making the pick.
We're here with Coach Stephen Hampton with our pregame visit. Coach, I know you talked to your guys about there being 3 different seasons, non-conference, conference, and playoffs. You finished the first season 3-0. You finished the second season 7-0. Add them together and you get 10-0. That's my Nettleton arithmetic. I know you preach going 1-0 every week, but that's got to feel pretty good at this point to look back and say, we have really had a heck of a season so far.
We have, and like I said, we'll be able to kind of after the season, once everything's settled, be able to look back and kind of reflect back more. But really, we just been looking forward to the next one, and we're into season 3. We emphasize that everybody's kind of like starting a conference season. Everybody's 0-0. We're in the playoffs. Everybody's 0-0. As great as last Friday was, we don't get to carry any of that over into this Friday as far as the points or anything. We got to go out and earn everything again this Friday. And, you get one shot at this deal, and that's what we stressed to our kids. You get one shot, and for the seniors, this is their last shot. So we want to make sure that we don't take anything for granted and, go be 1-0 Friday night.
Coach, I'm big on history. I'm big on Nettleton history. Before this season, there have only been 3 other undefeated Nettleton teams, 1975, 1987, 1994, and now 2021. Do you get the sense that your team understands how big of a deal that is to Nettleton old-timers like me?
I don't know if they do or not. Sometimes, you get kids that, they're in the moment. I don't know. I'm sure one day they'll look back and they'll say, man, that was really special. As adults, we can see that, these kids are doing something really special and you appreciate that. But I'm sure one day they'll look back and there'll be a lot of pride in their heart, a lot of Raider pride in their heart about what they've accomplished so far. And like I said, we're not done yet.
That's exactly right. The third season starts tonight. It's win or go home the rest of the way, as you like to say, Coach, one shot. And there ain't no cupcakes in the state playoffs. Let's talk about our opponents tonight, the Hot Springs Trojans. What do you know about this team?
Well, athletic. They play in the South Conference, which a lot of great athletes down there. With Camden and Lakeside and Magnolia, those are and Hot Springs High. Those are the teams that made the playoffs from that conference. So they're used to going against great athletes. They have several themselves. They're going to have a running back, number one, that he can go. He's got some Division I offers. They got some linemen that are more than capable. Defensive interior linemen that are really, really good. So, we're going to have to show up and play. We're going to have to play really well. And it's kind of our Triple E effect. Play with great effort, execute, do their job, and then expect to win.
How's your team doing, Coach? Is everybody healthy?
And we're as healthy as we can be right now, as part of this season, going into the playoffs, week 11. Nothing that's going to keep anybody out. We're just excited to be able to play another one this Friday night.
One more thing, Coach, our weekly keys to victory question. Let me lay a depressing stat on you, if you will. The 1975 undefeated team lost in the first round of the playoffs. The 1987 undefeated team lost in the first round of the playoffs. The 1994 undefeated team lost in the first round of the playoffs. What are y'all going to have to do tonight to become the first Nettleton Raider team in history to move to 11-0?
Well, I think, our keys to success are the same every week, and I just mentioned them. We got to play with great effort. We got to play as high as we were last week. We got to be the same this week, play with great effort. Everybody's got to do their job, execute, do your job, and then expect to win. Get after them. Obviously we would love to get up on these guys early. They're going to have a long bus ride here. It's a tough trip. We know we've had to do that before ourselves, and so just get on them early, play hard. If we do those things, and then you factor in things, unforeseen things, turnovers, things like that. Hopefully we can create some of those like we did last week that turned out to be huge, and then protect the football ourselves. We do all those things, I think we'll have a great chance to win the football game.
Coach Hampton, let's go get a playoff win for Raider Nation.
Let's do it. Go Raiders.
Raider pride, brother.
Guys, if you haven't made it into Orville's men's store, then you're missing out. They're the only store in town to exclusively carry brands like Barber, Duckhead, Strong Suit, Tommy Bahama, and Vineyard Vines. Orville's has everything a guy needs, from daily workwear to a big night out on the town. Orville's will have you looking more stylish and feeling more confident than ever before. So make your way to Orville's men's store at 2612 East Nettleton next to Steamroller Blues in Jonesboro and show off your stash. Shop online at orvillesms.com.
See Placid Tire Service for the right tire at the right price right now. Placid Tire Service is the area's biggest selection of in-stock tires at the lowest price. While others are searching for tires to order, we'll get you fixed up with a great set of tires and back on the road in no time with our 4 tires, 1 hour guarantee. Plus, we make the purchase easy on your budget with our Placid Tire Service card or no credit needed financing options. For the right tire at the right price right now, the choice is easy. That's Placid Tire Service.
It's football time at Wings to Go. That means all the TVs watching the games, all the wings will be hot and flavorful, all the food will be good. It is time to come to Wings to Go. We've weathered the storm. It's almost over. Things are getting better, and we can't wait to see you at Wings to Go. Sports, wings, football, life is great at Wings to Go, both locations.
You raised your family here, did every July 4th here, refinished the floors here twice, sized up your daughter's boyfriends here, waited in the doorway all day when your son was coming home on leave. This place has given you all you've dreamed of, and now it's giving again in the form of a gourmet kitchen and the quietest dishwasher known to man. Realize your dream with a home equity line of credit from Simmons Bank. Dreams realized. SimmonsBank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, subject to credit approval.
And we welcome you back to the First National Bank pregame show here at Raider Field, where Nettleton is getting set to host the Hot Springs Trojans in the first round of the playoffs. The Coin toss has already been flipped. And Andy, you correct me if I'm wrong, but the Hot Springs team won the coin toss, but they deferred their option to the second half, so Nettleton will be receiving the opening kickoff. Did I say all that right?
That's correct. Good job.
Outstanding. Well, let's talk about the starting lineups as we're just about 3 minutes away from the kickoff. For Nettleton on offense, their quarterback, All-State, Cameron Scarlett, 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards passing. As far as Andy and I know, it's the first time in Nettleton history as the Raiders are taking the field. That's special. What we have seen this young man do, Cameron Scarlett, has been special, Andy.
It really is, and I expect him to do the same tonight. I mean, he hasn't shown any chinks in his armor all season. There's no game that's really too big for him, and he just continues to stay with the game plan.
Raiders looking sharp tonight, all black uniforms with gold helmets, old school. A lot of old Nettleton Raiders here to support them, and you can bet they love the old gold helmets for sure. Joining Cameron Scarlett in the backfield is Kobe Bradley, the complement of receivers that have been just outstanding this year. Tight end, DJ, what you talking about, Willis. Downtown, Jaden Brown split out wide. Ken Warren, Max Shan. Braylon King gets to start at wide receiver as well. The offensive line, let's start with the center, Ryan Crawford. The guards, left guard, Kylan Gate, right guard, Kobe Miller. The tackles, left tackle, Alan Campbell, right tackle. The All-State, man who moves mountains, Moses Williams. That's a good offensive unit right there, Andy.
Yeah, it really is. And down at Wynn, they came in handy. That offensive line, they took over in the second half, and they started moving some people, creating some holes, pushing piles, and honestly, to allow Cameron and Kobe to do what they've done this season, you have to call the offensive line's name every Friday night because they come to play.
The defensive starters for Nettleton, we'll run through these, and then Andy will give you his keys to victory as an old Nettleton legend himself. Here's the starters for the defense. On the defensive line, it's Javante Wallace, Cam Phillips, and Jordan Pegram. The linebackers, Blake Brown, Orion Pugh, Jamie Morris. Outside linebackers, Halon Willie, Cortez Smith. And the defensive secondary at cornerback, Markellen Barber and Juan Badillo. And the strong safety, Dorian Tucker. That's the defense, and now here's Andy Shatley with keys to victory.
One of the things, if you looked at how these teams match up, and they are, like Coach Alan Johnson said, they're a very well-balanced team. Both of these teams are. But one of the stats that it really, really comes out to me is that the fact that Nettleton is giving up 48 yards passing a game.
Wow.
But the Hot Springs quarterback is averaging 160 yards passing a game. Mm-hmm. That's a big discrepancy there on the stinginess of Nettleton's defense. Their defensive line will get all over your quarterback, and if you throw it up for grabs, Juan Badillo, Dorian Tucker, Markellen Barber, they are stingy. They'll take it away. So what I'm going to be watching for tonight, and I've got several keys to victory, and we can kind of talk about that, but the one thing is if Nettleton's defensive line gets after the quarterback and they are not able to throw the football, Hot Springs is in trouble tonight.
Defensive line, potentially the key to victory. I like that. And Nettleton's defensive line has been outstanding all year long. The game is won at the line of scrimmage, and Nettleton's defensive line has been up to the task 10 out of 10 times this year.
So, yeah, I'm going to – once again, all my eyes are going to be on whether or not our defensive line can cause them to throw the football early. And I have no worries about our ability to cover. Once again, we're only giving up 48 yards passing a game. And honestly, really nobody this season has been able to pass on Nettleton.
We're just about ready for kickoff. The Hot Spring team is going to be kicking off. Number 42, Juan Martinez to kick off. Keandre Pope and downtown Jaden Brown back deep for the Raiders. They haven't been kicked to very often this year. Let's see if Hot Springs tries to kick it shallow or if they kick it deep. He booms it. It is fielded by Keandre Pope at about the 15-yard line, and Pope already out past the 30. He's got some room to run. He's just basically got tackled by the turf monster at the 43-yard line. Good return by Pope. Good field position for the Raiders to start this game.
Yeah, great job. I wish I had slow-mo so we could talk about 4 or 5 different really nice blocks on special teams. That is a great way to set the tone to bring the ball all the way in between the 40-yard line and the 45-yard line for Nettleton's offense to take over. Once again, I'll talk about this. Your first few plays are scripted, and you want to see how they're going to line up to your personnel grouping. So Nettleton will go rocket fire for the first 4 or 5 plays here.
Nettleton with three receivers split up top, one near side. Cameron Scarlett in the shotgun. He is joined in the backfield by Kobe Bradley. First play from scrimmage, the snap, and here we go. It gives to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley running left side, and he is out across the 49-yard line. Is going to be short of the first down by about 4 yards. We'll call it a gain of 6 on first down by Kobe Bradley.
Well, I'll say, Craig, typically on defenses, you want to kind of see what the offense is going to try to do. The very first play of scrimmage, they blitz both linebackers, and Kobe Bradley runs right by them. So that's a very aggressive move by Hot Springs coming out of the gate, blitzing both linebackers on the first play of the game.
Second down and 4 for the Raiders, the ball on their own 48-yard line. Scarlett gives to Kobe Bradley again. Running right side. He's got the first down. He's got room to run. He's across the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10. He's into the end zone. Kobe Bradley, second play from scrimmage. Touchdown, Raiders.
Well, it looks like the field is clean. I don't see any flags on the field. And I will tell you, Craig, we talked about Kobe Bradley last week, and he didn't really show up as far as the statistics go, but he had some very hard runs. And Kobe Bradley, it's just a matter of time. My second key to victory, you're not going to believe me now, but my second key to victory was getting Kobe Bradley more involved in the offense this week because he didn't have a whole lot of involvement last week, and I really sensed that Kobe was going to take off tonight. And lo and behold, the first 2 plays of the game are him, and he takes it to the house.
That was a 48-yard touchdown run. Actually, it might have been 52. Were we in our territory when they run that ball, Andy? As Daniel Golden kicks the PAT, but were we on our 48 or their 48?
Right, yeah, they're 48 because they almost made a first down. The first one's almost a first down, so he counted for all the yards on the very first series.
How about that?
That was a Kobe Bradley series.
I love it. So the PAT is good, and that makes the score 7-0. Nettleton less than a minute, and they already put points on the board on a 48-yard touchdown run by Kobe Bradley, and that's a way to, as Coach Hampton said, jump on them early.
I was fixing to say, when you have a team that drives as far as Hot Spring does, and they're playing in your field and your top seed, you want to shut the door and you want to shut it early, and you come out and have a really great offensive series. And then what the next thing is you do is you come out and shut them down on defense and set the tone on the offense and defensive side of the ball.
Kendrick McShann out to kick off for the Raiders. Back deep for Hot Springs is Zay Wilson and Blake McClelland. We didn't even get a chance to tell you on that first offensive series, Nettleton will be moving right to left on your radio dial. I have a feeling nearly everybody's watching on the live stream, but just for those of you who are traveling, listening on the radio, glad to have you folks as well. Nettleton moving right to left on your radio dial. And the Raiders kick it deep, angle it toward the end zone, and it just barely rolls out of bounds before Keandre Pope was there. That could have been a heck of a play for the Raiders, but it rolls out of bounds. It'll be illegal procedure, and Hot Springs will get the ball 1st and 10 at their own 35.
Well, let's talk about those keys to victory, and here's our defensive squad, and they've been very stingy this year, only averaging, going into the win game, they're averaging about 6 points a game, so that's only going to bring their average up maybe a few points to about 8 to 10 points a game given up. They're very stingy defense. They play very fast. They play very physical. Rarely do they have to blitz. It's because they're so fundamentally sound and athletic. So once again, all eyes on this defensive line to see if they can cause problems in the backfield for the Hot Springs quarterback.
That quarterback is Isaac Sheeler. He is a dandy. He's thrown for over 1,600 yards this season. He stands in the shotgun. Linear in the backfield with him. Gives it to Linear. He's running left side. Little reverse pass. Trick play right off the chute, and it's incomplete. Good coverage downfield by Nettleton's number 16. That is Kylan Goodlow.
Yeah, great job by Kylan Goodlow. Actually, this was a double team on the backside. They ran a sweep reverse pass on the very first play. And, Craig, what this tells me, we run the ball 2 times and score, and they immediately come out and run a trick play on the first down. So that tells me that they're already feeling like they're outmatched.
2nd down and 10 for the Trojans. They give to the running back, Linear. He runs left side, and he is caught by Blake Brown, the man who leads Nettleton in tackles with 97 this year. He tackles him after about a 3-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 7 for Hot Springs.
He's another highlight player for Nettleton on the defensive side of the ball, and like we talk about him, he's encroaching on 100 tackles for this year. And when you get a high school linebacker that's going to exceed, most likely tonight, 100 tackles, that is very impressive and gets people's attention.
3rd down and 8 for Hot Springs. They're going to pass. Sheeler gets the ball off, and it is incomplete right as he was about to catch the ball. In comes big number 50, Kylan Butler, defensive lineman who's playing some pass coverage, and he broke it up. Going to be 4th down and 8 for Hot Springs.
Well, honestly, if he holds on to that ball another half second, Halon Willie takes his head smooth off because it was a backside blitz by Halon Willie, and he was heat-seeking missile coming from the backside. Kylan Butler read that screen perfectly and then sunk back into the flats. There was nowhere for them to go, and an outstanding first series for Nettleton's defense.
Sheeler, the quarterback, is also on to punt. Boy, good rush, but he gets it off. Markellen Barber, Marky Mark, calls for the fair catch, and it is going to be 1st and 10 Raiders from their own 33. And, Andy, there's that big defensive stand that you were talking about.
Yeah, I really felt that was going to happen because, I don't know, you can just feel the intensity in Nettleton. And I can't tell you from the booth if this is coming from coaching, if it's coming from preparation, if it's coming from senior leadership, or if it's just systemic. But they approach the game methodically and in such a disciplined fashion that you just don't doubt them. I mean, they're going to go out there and they're going to play their brand of football, and that's it.
1st and 10 for the Raiders from their own 33. Scarlett gives to Kobe Bradley, running right side, and he's got a 1st down. He's got room to run. He's across the 50. He is tackled down at the 45-yard line of Hot Springs. Another big gain by Kobe Bradley.
Well, Craig, I don't know if you're going to give me credit for this because I was a little late giving you my second keys to victory, and I don't know if I'm going to get any kind of points for this, but truly – Kobe Bradley was going to be my second because, like I said, last Friday night he wasn't featured like I thought we were going to see. And I thought, okay, this is not going to happen 2 Fridays in a row. Kobe Bradley's about to light up the scoreboard. And if I'm Nettleton, I'm just going to continue to feed the monster because he is on fire tonight.
There's a penalty on the play. It's against Hot Springs, like a chop block type penalty, and Nettleton declines the penalty. They take the result of the play, and why not? It's 1st and 10 Raiders from the Hot Springs 45. Cameron Scarlett from the gun. Nettleton, it's Kobe Bradley in the backfield with him. They were in the pistol, but he's back on his left hip now. They give it to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley this time is wrapped up immediately by Hot Springs number 51, a Ryan Welch. That's going to be a loss of 1. 2nd down and 11 for the Raiders.
Offensive lineman Alan Campbell's kind of coming up a little gingerly after that. Looks like he kind of got his knee turned underneath him. Hopefully he kind of walks that off there because we certainly need Big Alan on the left side.
No doubt about it. The left tackle, he has done an outstanding job all year for us. 3 receivers split up top. In motion is Savion Pretty Boy Floyd. Cameron Scarlett's going to pass. He's under pressure, and he is sacked for just the 3rd time all year. Cameron Scarlett is sacked by number 14, Logan Hoskins. It's going to be 3rd down and long for the Raiders.
Yeah, once again, I think that what you're seeing on the Hot Springs side of the ball is a bit of a panic. They're blitzing both linebackers again. So I think they really feel like their only hope is to try to catch Scarlett before he gets rolling. So what you're going to have to see is Cameron get rid of the ball quickly a couple times.
3rd and 13 for the Raiders. Scarlett's going to pass. Again under pressure. It's screen. It's complete to Savion Floyd, but he falls down immediately after catching it. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be a gain of 2, maybe 3. It'll be 4th down and 11 for the Raiders, and it looks like we're going to punt this ball away.
Yeah, you kind of saw that coming, whenever you see the linebackers blitz on 2 and 3 plays in a row. I mean, you got to run a screen.
4th and 11, and there's a flag on the play as one of the defensive linemen jumps offside. So it's going to be, instead of 4th and 11, it's going to be 4th down and 6. And do you go for it here now, Andy?
100%. I think you go for it because Nettleton, you want to start looking at their average play per game right now. You got to be in the 10 to 15-yard range on average plays this game so far. And I think that may change the call here.
And it looks like it perhaps has. Scarlett basically punts from the shotgun. And let's see if he's going to punt. Another hard count, trying to get another free 5 yards. Didn't work this time. Let's see what the Raiders do. And he's going to punt it. Just a quick kick, and the play is whistled dead. Dead ball foul. It's going to be illegal procedure against the Raiders, so that'll back us up 5. It'll be 4th down and 11 for the Raiders. Ball will be at the Hot Springs 46-yard line. Notice Moses Williams comes out of the game, and Garrett Campbell goes in for him. Let's hope that everything's all right with Moses. Sure, it appears to be, but there's a punt by Scarlett. It lands at about the 15-yard line, takes a Nettleton roll inside the 5-yard line, and the Raiders down it right about the 5. It's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Trojans from within their own 5-yard line. So chance here for the Raider defense to make some magic happen, and bad field position for the Trojans.
Yeah, that backs them up down to about the 4-yard line. And, field position football is absolutely important in a playoff game, and backing somebody down like this right here, with Nettleton's defense, that's going to be really tough for Hot Springs.
Sheeler gives to Linear, and he's got some room to run. He's got a 1st down. He's across the 20. He's across the 30, the 40, the 50-yard line. Tackled downfield by Dorian Tucker, but not before he gains about 50 yards. Big play right there. Somebody must have missed their assignment, Andy.
Well, they broke a couple of tackles there. Nice blocking by Hot Springs and sprung their running back, and he was kind of off to the races. But great job by the defense and their angles.
So 1st and 10. This time no room to run. It's going to be a tackle for a loss. Jordan Pegram making the tackle for the Raiders, a loss of 1. It's going to be 2nd down and 11 for Hot Springs on the Nettleton 42-yard line.
You've seen Nettleton give up a couple big plays here and there this season, but the last thing they do is panic, and you see them regroup and kind of keep everything in perspective. One play is not going to get you beat.
Nettleton with 4 down linemen. Hot Springs to pass. It is deflected by Jordan Pegram, and it falls incomplete. 3rd down and 11. Big play by Jordan Pegram.
Yeah, really, each time they've tried to pass the ball, there's really not been anything there in Nettleton's secondary. It kind of works tandem. When Nettleton's secondary does a nice job of covering, there's not really anywhere to throw the football, and then all of a sudden heat-seeking missiles like Jordan Pegram and Halon Willie, and they're all over him.
Nettleton has a 7-0 lead, 7:03 remaining in the first quarter. 3rd down and 11 for the Trojans. The ball on the Nettleton 42-yard line. Sheeler, the quarterback, has a running back in the backfield with him. He's going to pass. Screen pass is complete. And he is close to the 1st down. Fumble on the play. Let's see who has it. Pass is complete. Fumble on the play is recovered by the Raiders, it appears. They're saying it's recovered by the Raiders. Markellen Barber, I believe, with the fumble recovery and a big-time turnover. The Raiders with the ball. Let's hope Markellen's all right as he's kind of coming off favoring that right shoulder a little bit.
Well, I tell you what, that it was an inside jailbreak screen to the middle, and it looked like everything was going to be wide open, and all of a sudden the backside corner comes and lays a lick and dislodges the ball. And the ball goes flying, and I think it was either Blake Brown or Jordan Pegram that comes up with a football. That was a huge play that negates that entire big run of Hot Springs Trojans.
And now Nettleton's offense back to work. Cameron Scarlett in the shotgun. He gives to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley running right side, bounces outside. He is across the 40-yard line to the 41. That's going to be a gain of 6. It's going to be 2nd down and 4 for the Raiders.
Yes, just keep feeding the monster. Kobe Bradley's come to play tonight. He's got the pink socks, and man, he's moving well. Offensive linemen are moving people. They're tying people up, and if you give Kobe Bradley one-on-one opportunities, he's going to make that first person miss.
2nd down and 4 for the Raiders. Cameron Scarlett in the shotgun, and he's going to run the ball himself, and he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Big number 75, Michael Jackson. And that's going to be a loss of a few. It's going to be 3rd down and 7 for the Raiders, loss of 3 on the play.
One of the things that you're going to see tonight is Nettleton does a good job, and Coach Hampton, Coach Wilson do a great job of picking where they want to throw the football and when to be very effective. And when you see people getting tackled in the backfield, making a couple plays, you're going to see Nettleton have an opportunity for some really big passing plays.
3rd down and 7, and Scarlett is back to pass. It's complete. 1st down for the Raiders. Downtown Jaden Brown is across midfield. He is tackled at the 45-yard line of Hot Springs.
That's Kobe Bradley again out there split out.
That was Kobe Bradley, not downtown Jaden
right.
Brown. My apologies to
He's
Kobe
all
Bradley.
over the field, Craig.
He sure is. I saw the 3. I thought it was an 8. Nettleton with a hurry up. My apologies to Kobe Bradley. Kobe with the catch. This time Cameron Scarlett, quarterback keeper. He's still on his feet. Got hit hard. He's still going forward like the warrior that he is. Got hit at the line of scrimmage, kept on going, winds up gaining about 7 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 3. Tough run by Cameron Scarlett.
You know, we've seen that numerous times this year, Craig, to where initial contact does not put Cameron Scarlett on the floor. I mean, you have to bring your buddies to because he's going to continue to push and push and push and drive his legs.
2nd down and 3 after a big run by the Nettleton All-State quarterback. He's in the shotgun. He gives to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley looking for a hole, falls forward. He's going to have enough yardage for the 1st down. A gain of 4, 1st down Raiders.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those time-consuming series that hopefully ends with Nettleton a score 14-0 here would be great to end the first quarter, and that's a great showing. You know, that's just a nice series to answer back from that big 53-yard run from Pierce Smalley.
1st down and 10 for the Raiders. They lead 7-0 with 4:24 remaining in the first quarter. Nettleton 7, Hot Springs 0. Cameron Scarlett in the gun. Kobe Bradley in the backfield with him. Gives to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley bounces out right side, running behind Big Moses Williams. Has a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Well, I tell you, Craig, if they continue to run man-to-man, it's going to be problematic for Hot Springs. And right there, they're running zero coverage across the board. And what that does is when you hand the ball off to Kobe Bradley, then he's one-on-one with a linebacker if you don't get your defensive lineman blocked, and that's not going to be a good combination for them. So I've been very surprised to see them go zero coverage there.
2nd down and 7. Scarlett from the gun. He's going to run it himself. Right up the middle, right behind Moses Williams. He's got the 1st down. He's across the 10-yard line, tackled down at about the 6. Big-time play by the senior All-State quarterback, Cameron Scarlett. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Raiders.
Well, you called the block in front of him. It was actually Big DJ that was in front of him, and he was pulling out and going to get the safety, and Cameron just shoved him in the back and helped run him into, kind of directed him where he wanted to go and just followed him.
There is a flag on the play. Unfortunately, it looks like that one's going to be coming back. Yeah, holding is the call against the Raiders. So instead of 1st down and goal to go for the Raiders, it's going to be 2nd down and long. Nettleton leads the game 7-0. We're in the first quarter, 3:30 on the clock remaining in the first quarter. It's going to be 2nd down and 15 for the Raiders at the 40-yard line. Nettleton scored on the 2nd play of the game. Kobe Bradley, 48-yard touchdown run. Scarlett to pass on 2nd and long. It is complete to Kenwarren McShann. McShann has a gain of about 7 before he's tackled down. It's going to be 3rd down, and we'll call it 3rd down and 8 for the Raiders. Ball at the 32-yard line of Hot Springs.
You know, to slow down the rush of Hot Springs, you're going to see a lot of those bubble screens to the right. You're going to see the jailbreak screens in from the wide receivers because Hot Springs is just pinning their ears back, blitzing, blitzing linebackers, and they're coming after Cameron.
Another blitz, this time picked up. Scarlett to pass. It is intended for Kenwarren McShann, incomplete. However, there is a flag on the play, and it looks like it may be defensive holding.
Yeah, that was a nice ball and thrown, but Kenwarren McShann tried to run a quick out right there on the side and was unable to come out of his cut, and the flag was thrown before, as the ball was on its way. So it looks like it's going to be defensive holding on the cornerback from Hot Springs.
Yeah, so it should be a 5-yard penalty and an automatic 1st down for the Raiders. Looks like they may have marked off 10 yards. In any event, it's going to be first down for Nettleton.
Yeah, defensive
at the
holding
22.
would be 10 and automatic first down.
So Cameron Scarlett with DJ Willis and Kobe Bradley in the backfield with him. He gives to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley running left side. He's across the 10, the 5, into the end zone. Kobe Bradley, touchdown Raiders. Touchdown Kobe Bradley, his second of the night.
Craig, Hot Springs, their defensive approach is to pin your ears back and just go. And they are literally running through the gaps and running right by Kobe Bradley. I'm just not real sure that I agree with that kind of a defensive approach, because I agree. I understand that you feel like you have to be aggressive and get in the backfield and stop Cameron Scarlett, but you got to remember we've got a 1,000-yard rusher in our backfield also in Kobe Bradley, and he's having a whale of a night already. And that puts him at 114 yards rushing for the night and 2 touchdowns. So
how about that?
Remember, I said my second keys to victory was Kobe Bradley tonight.
Daniel Golden's kick is blocked. So like a little bit of a hesitation before he started his steps toward the kick. So the PAT is no good, and that makes the score 13-0, or the score remains 13-0 with 2:39 in the first quarter. Let's take a 30-second break. When we come back, more Raider football on the EAB Sports Network.
Trust your heart to better care at NEA Baptist. Better access means communication with your award-winning cardiac team anytime, anywhere with the MyChart app. Better technology means leading the state with new treatments and interventions right here in Jonesboro. Better is an integrated team of experts at your service when seconds matter. Your heart deserves better. Find it at NEA Baptist.
2:39 remaining in the first quarter. Nettleton with a 13-0 lead over Hot Springs after a couple of Kobe Bradley touchdown runs, 1 for 48, 1 for 22, and Nettleton up 13-0 here in the first round of the playoffs. Looks like Joseph Newhung on to kick off, and usually when Joseph comes out there, there's some type of an onside.
A little trickery.
A little trickeration.
Yeah.
Let's see what the Raiders dial up here. It is an onside kick. It goes 10, well, I say it went 10 yards. The Raiders recovered, but I believe it's going to be just a little bit short of the 10-yard. So it's going to be Hot Springs ball. Yeah, they got it. Nice, well-designed play, but it just did not quite go the required 10 yards.
Well, I would like to see a replay of that, but where they spotted the ball on the 49, that is not where it was touched. That was very, very close to being 10 yards. And that's a yard off right there, so I kind of disagree with that.
Well, I would say it's close enough. Just give it to Nettleton. That's what I would say. Nettleton with a 13-0 lead here in the first quarter, 2:38 remaining. Hot Springs with the ball, however, with excellent field position, short field right in front of them. They're starting this drive from the Nettleton 49-yard line. Sheeler, the quarterback, in the backfield is Linear. Gives to Linear. He's running left side. Gains a couple of 3 yards before he is brought down. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. Kylan Butler, Cam Phillips in on the stop for the Raiders.
Well, Hot Springs has tried to pass the ball, had a dislodge and a turnover, tried to run the ball. They've ran the ball pretty successfully, so be curious to see where they go now.
Right up the middle goes Linear, and he is met by that big defensive line, including the linebacker, Orion Pugh. Maybe a gain of 2. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. Big hit by Orion Pugh.
Man, I tell you, he met Linear in, about, 1 yard deep there, and that was like a brick wall hitting Orion Pugh, and he solo tackle put him on the ground by himself. That's an impressive tackle by Orion Pugh.
Nice play by the man they call Opie Taylor. Orion Pugh. 3rd down and 5 for Hot Springs. The ball on the Raider 44-yard line. Looks like Nettleton may have jumped off sides. Flag down, and it is going to be offsides against the Raiders, and that should result in a 1st down. And, indeed, they move the chains.
Yeah, Cam Phillips was just a little too excited. What they had dialed up was a full-on blitz there, 0 coverage. And, man, I tell you, anytime you see that, you know, everybody's excited because they're coming. They're coming after the quarterback, and that intensity's up, and a little hard count, and boom, there you go.
So 1st and 10 for Hot Springs. They give to the running back, number 14. He is met over there by Blake Brown. And there's a flag on the play. No gain on the play, but there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, that's kind of in the territory of a legal procedure and thrown by the line judge. And I don't know if a wide receiver moved too quick or if Nettleton was in the neutral zone.
Personal foul face mask against the Raiders. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty, and it's going to be a big gain for Hot Springs. It's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Trojans, and they have got the ball at the Nettleton 24-yard line.
Well, I certainly didn't see that on this side. It must have been on the view on that side because that line judge threw it pretty quickly.
And it was a 15-yard variety. That was not an inadvertent. That was a catch and pull, if you will. 1st down and 10 for the Trojans. Nettleton with a 13-0 lead, 1:25 remaining in the first quarter. See if this Nettleton defense can do what they've done all year long, make a big stand here close to the end zone. Hot Springs back to pass. Looking downfield, he's got a man in and out of his hands. Incomplete, intended for number 6, Javion Felton, and that was almost a big play there, Andy.
Yeah, Juan Badillo, you know, he played nice. Well, turned his hips and looked for the football. Ball was just thrown a little bit high on the back shoulder, and that's a tough catch for the high school level.
So 2nd down and 10. This Hot Springs team, they can throw the ball. This quarterback has thrown for over 1,600 yards this season. 2nd down and 10. They give to the running back up the middle, and he is brought down after a gain of 5. Orion Pugh, one of the Raiders, in on the stop.
Yeah, another nice tackle by Orion Pugh. And once again, when you're calling the names of the linebackers making the tackles for Nettleton, you got to feel pretty good about what's going on. You know, defensive linemen holding people up and linebackers only giving 1 and 2 yards rushing and meeting people in the gaps. I mean, that's what you want to see, but this is certainly going to be a throwing down here for Hot Springs.
3rd down and 5 for the Trojans. Ball on the Raider 19. Quarterback back to pass under pressure, and he is brought down behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a quarterback sack by Precious J. Javonte Wallace. Also there in on the stop for the Raiders, big number 90, Jordan Pegram. So it's going to be 4th down and 6 after the quarterback sack.
Well, they had plenty of time to throw the football, but you got to give huge kudos to Nettleton's secondary. Juan Badilla, Dorian Tucker,
Markellen
Barber. Blake Brown was dropping back. Halon Willie.
Kylan Goodlow.
Kylan Goodlow. There was nowhere to throw the football, and immediately he recognized, I'm going to have to run it because there's nowhere to throw the football. Great job by the Nettleton secondary.
And that will be the end of the first quarter. All Raiders so far, 13-0. 60-second break. More Raider football when we come back after these messages. Raider football on the EAB Sports Network.
This is Keith Baird with the Baird Auto Group. There's nothing that brings our community together like high school sports. No matter what the scoreboard says, it's a winning feeling just to be a part of it. At Baird, we want you to have the feeling anytime you come into one of our dealerships. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Don't buy anywhere else until you shop at Baird location near you. Don't get a bad deal, get a Baird deal. Because why pay more?
Saving service, great selection too. Baird does it all for you. If you're looking for some land you'd like to populate, all real estate needs.
Listen, we all know the real estate market is crazy right now, so whether you're buying or selling, you deserve maximum value. You want real market knowledge. You want real negotiating power. You want real results. You need Real Estate Nate. Give me a call. I got you back.
All real estate Nate.
Call today. Real Estate Nate with Halsey Thrasher Harpole Real Estate Group. 870-261-3927.
Raider football on the EAB Sports Network returns. First round of the state playoffs. Second quarter just about to get underway. Nettleton with a 13-0 lead. Kobe Bradley, the 1,000. He had over 1,100 yards rushing this year, but he has toted the mail for the Raiders tonight. 2 touchdown runs by Kobe Bradley, one for 48 yards, one for 22 yards, and that's the difference in the game right now, the running of Kobe Bradley. Nettleton with a 13-0 lead. It's 4th down and 6 for Hot Springs. The ball on the Nettleton 20-yard line. So big play, big fourth down play here starting the second quarter. Quarterback gonna pass. Rolling to his right. It is caught and it looked to me like he was out of bounds on the far sideline, but the referee says it's a good catch, and that is going to be a first down inside the 10-yard line. That's Blake McClellan, who made a fine catch over there.
Yeah, they're a far piece from where we're at, Craig, so I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the line judge, and he's calling it in. So great pass and throw by Hot Springs, and that certainly rescued them right there on fourth down.
First down and goal to go from the 7.
Looks
Play
like
whistle
Nettleton's
dead.
going to have to call a timeout because they had a personnel issue.
Nettleton calls a timeout. I tell you what, we will take a 30-second timeout with them. With 11:44 remaining in the second quarter, your score is Nettleton 13, Hot Springs 0, but Hot Springs knocking on the end zone door. We'll be right back after 30 seconds with more Raider football on the EAB Sports Network.
For me, rice farming isn't a profession. It's been my life for more than 30 years. And as owner of Nettleton Seed, I've been the region's rice tech leader for more than a decade. Every planting season, I'm in the fields right along with you, and we're figuring out how to make sure bushels mean dollars together. From selecting your hybrid rice to free on-farm delivery and one-on-one consultation, I'd like to help your rice fields see more profit this season. I'm Terry Gray at Delaplane Seed. Call me today at 870-249-3447. Let's talk about your best rice options.
Craig Miller, Andy Shatley coming to you live at Raider Field from the NEA Baptist broadcasting position at Raider Field. Get better with Baptist. And the Nettleton Raiders looking at they have a 13-0 lead, but Hot Springs with the ball. First down and goal to go from the Nettleton 7-yard line as Andy Shatley dancing to the music up here, and his daughter Sky Shatley loving it.
Hey, this is a great atmosphere. The stands are packed. The music's going. Nettleton's playing great. Go Raiders.
There you go. For the record, Sky Shatley was not loving it, but just wanted to give Sky a shout-out. Glad to have Sky in the booth with us. This first down and goal to go for Hot Springs. Quarterback is going to keep it himself. He is across the 5-yard line, brought down by Markellen Barber. It's going to be second down and goal to go from the 5.
You know, Craig, I will say, I watched their quarterback run the football. He doesn't look like he's really excited to run the football. Looks like he certainly is a passing quarterback first, only just has shy of 200 yards rushing, and he's not a big fan of getting hit like Nettleton's accustomed to hitting quarterbacks.
I wouldn't be a big fan of running the football either if Jordan Pegram was trying to tackle me and Kylan Butler and those guys. Second down and goal to go from the 5. Give the ball to the running back. Halon Willie makes the tackle short of the goal line, but he does get some positive yardage. It's going to be third down and goal to go from the 2.
Well, Nettleton's been in this territory before, and we've seen them multiple occasions stop people. This would be a great time to do it right here.
Third down and goal to go from the 2. Everybody bunched up in the box. They give to the fullback, number 75. That's Michael Jackson. He is into the end zone for a touchdown. You correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they gave the ball to number 75 there, didn't they, Andy?
They did. I think that's your refrigerator Perry play that Hot Springs had, moving an offensive lineman to fullback.
He got the job done. Michael Jackson, no moonwalking. He just ran straight ahead and ran over the defensive line into the end zone. 2-yard touchdown run puts Hot Springs on the board. The point after is good. And the score now with 10:37 remaining in the second quarter, it's Nettleton 13, Hot Springs 7. We'll take a 30-second break, and when we come back, the Raiders will receive the kickoff. You're tuned in to Raider football on the EAB Sports Network.
What does better mean to you? Maybe it's better services, better support, better ways to build a life or buy a home or run a business. First Security is your partner for it all, with resources and solutions that make a difference for you and others. That's because First Security takes care of customers while building communities. Better for you, better for Arkansas, better for all. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Raider football, playoff football on the EAB Sports Network. 10:37 remaining in the second quarter. Nettleton with a 13-7 lead over Hot Springs. Hot Springs with a 49-yard drive. They get on the scoreboard for the first time tonight, and they're ready to kick off. Back deep is Markellen Barber. downtown Jaden Brown and Keandre Pope. Little pooch kick. It is fair caught by Kenmore and McShann at the Raider 34-yard line, and that's where Nettleton will take over first down and 10.
Well, that was a nice drive by Hot Springs, and, we had talked that both of these teams can score. We talked about Hot Springs is actually averaging about 28 points a game, all but maybe 2 or 3 games to where they got blanked a couple of times. They've been able to put points on the board even against really good football teams. So Nettleton's going to have to play football and continue to put points on the board and put pressure on them.
First and 10 for the Raiders. Cameron Scarlett gives to Kobe Bradley, looking for the edge, and he has run out of bounds. It's going to be a gain of maybe 1. Second down and 9 for the Raiders.
Yeah, I think the difference maker is going to be is if and when Nettleton decide to throw the football. But when Nettleton's averaging 260, 270 yards rushing a game, there's really no reason to throw it excessively.
Scarlett with a hard count. Hot Springs holds their position. Second down and 9 for the Raiders. Ball on the Nettleton 35-yard line. Scarlett from the gun. He gives to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley has the first down and then some. He's across the 50, across the 40, dashing down the sidelines. He's at the 10. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Kobe Bradley, his third of the game. Touchdown, Raiders.
Well, Kobe Bradley, once again, this game really cues up for him. And one of the things that you and I talked about in the break was that I couldn't really figure out, what the philosophy for Hot Springs was as they continue to pin their ears back, stack the box, blitz their linebackers, and it just dawned on me. They're trying to stop Cameron Scarlett. They're trying to blitz him, catch him before he takes off, and the guy that has nobody on him accounted for him is Kobe Bradley.
Kobe Bradley making them pay tonight. 3 touchdowns. Daniel Golden on to kick the extra point. The extra point is up, and it is good. And so your score now is Nettleton 20, Hot Springs 7, 10:21 to play in the second quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more Raider football on the EAB Sports Network.
Attention, members and guests.
Get lost at Lost Pizza. See why people continue to flock to Northeast Arkansas's coolest and funkiest place to eat. Try one of Lost Pizza's 10 signature pizzas or create your own. Plus, salads, subs, and pastas. And of course, those famous Delta Hot Tamales. Lost Pizza offers curbside pickup, dine-in, or delivery. And they also do catering. Lost Pizza with 2 locations in Jonesboro, 906 Southwest Drive, and on Hilltop at 3410 East Johnson. Order at lostpizza.com or download and order through the Lost Pizza app.
Happy night at Raider Field as Nettleton has a 20-7 lead over Hot Springs on the back of Kobe Bradley, who has 3 rushing touchdowns. 20-7 the score. Nettleton on to kick off. Kendrick McShann to kick. Kendrick kicks it deep. It is whistled dead, however. When that happens, it's usually in the area of offsides against the kicking team. They're gonna re-kick it, so let's see what the call is here, Andy. I guess it may be offsides on the kicking team. That's
most likely that's what happens when that line judge back there calls it, and they'll move it back 5 yards and kick it again. I will tell you that the wind is blowing pretty fiercely out of the northwest, and this is the direction you want to be kicking off tonight.
Kendrick McShann with a chance to pad his stats a little bit. The deep guys from Hot Springs standing at the 24-yard line. So Hot Springs looks to get good field position here. McShann hits a squibbler, rolls all the way down to the 24, and that's where the return will start from. Runs right up the middle, and Jamie Morris with the stop. Markell and Barber also in on the tackle for the Raiders. So it's going to be first down and 10 for Hot Springs. The ball is marked on their own 42-yard line.
Craig, I didn't realize, if you're watching on YouTube or if you're on the radio, you don't know which way northwest is. So left to right, is that what you say on the radio dial in the YouTubes?
That's something like that.
It's left to right. The wind's blowing pretty fiercely. You can see the confetti flowing everywhere.
Running back, running right side. He's unable to outrun Jordan Pegram. Also in on the stop over there is Blake Brown. A tackle for a loss. It's going to be 2nd down and 11 as they got Robert Linear before he could find the edge.
I can tell you what, if you have a combination of Blake Brown and Jordan Pegram and you're trying to outflank them, that's not going to be a good odds for your offense.
And the good news for Raider fans is both those guys are juniors. 2nd down and 11. Give to the running back up the middle. He has a gain of 2 or 3 yards before he is brought down. In on the stop is Halon Willie and Javante Wallace. It's going to be 3rd down and 7 for Hot Springs.
And once again, your initial contact right there was Blake Brown.
Yep.
To slow things down. The kid is just all over the field.
He has had a heck of a season for sure. Big reason we're 10-0. 3rd down and 7. A little bit of movement, but everybody is back. Thankfully, Colin Butler able to stay on the Nettleton side of the ball. It's 3rd down and 7. Big play coming up here for Hot Springs. They get the ball right up the middle. The running back is hit, and he is short of the 1st down by a yard. Let's see who that was. Opie Taylor, Orion Pugh in on the stop. Also in on the stop. There's that man again, Blake Brown. It's going to be 4th down and 1 for Hot Springs. Let's see if they're going to go for it.
And Blake Brown just came out of nowhere there. They kind of dropped everybody. It looked like they were going to blitz, but then dropped everybody. Man, Blake Brown meets people at the point of contact very violently.
Hot Springs is going to go for it, it looks like. 4th down and 1. They give to the running back up the middle. He's hit immediately, but he falls forward. Let's see what the spot is.
I think it's Blake Brown again.
Jordan Pegram also in on the stop. Let's see what kind of spot they give him. It's 4th down and 1. The running back, you got to give him credit. He kept on going forward after he got hit hard, and he has enough for a 1st down. So favorable spot perhaps. At least that's the opinion of the Raider faithful here. In any event, it's a 1st down for Hot Springs. 8:16 remaining in the 2nd quarter. Nettleton with a 20-7 lead.
Boy, I tell you, they had to earn that 1st down because Blake Brown brought it again.
Play is whistled dead ball foul, flag out on the field. It's going to be false start against Hot Springs, so instead of 1st and 10, it'll be 1st and 15 for the Trojans. I sure thought we stopped him short of the 1st down there on that 4th down and 1, but give credit to the running back, Robert Linear. He kept those legs moving after he got hit hard. Got enough yardage for the 1st down. 1st down and 15 for the Trojans. High snap, gives the ball to Linear, and Linear is hit by Blake Brown. There is that man again. Short gain, 2nd down and 14 for Hot Springs.
If I'm doing my math right, that was his 100th tackle of the season right there. So congratulations to Blake Brown, and I can assure you he's playing right now like this is not going to be his last game this season.
Nope. No doubt about it. What a season by Blake Brown as he has eclipsed the 100 tackle mark. There hadn't been many Nettleton Raider linebackers who we can say that about, that's for sure. So congrats to Blake Brown. 2nd down and 14 for Hot Springs. The ball on the 50-yard line. Quarterback back to pass. Under pressure, it is deflected and incomplete. Intended for number 18, T.J. Brogdon. Brogdon unable to haul it in. It's going to be 3rd down and 14 for the Trojans.
Well, we dodged a bullet right there because, they had set up a nice inside jailbreak screen to their wide receiver. They had their offensive lineman out on our linebacker, and they had us hat for hat, and we were in trouble, and they weren't able to haul it in.
Buddy Nichols says it's 3rd down and 13. I trust Buddy Nichols over me every day of the week. Big play here. 3rd down and 13 for the Trojans. Sheeler rolling out to his right. Under pressure, he's going to run it. He's tackled by Jordan Pegram, a couple of yards short. We'll say 3 yards short of the 1st down. It's going to be 4th down and 3 for Hot Springs. And let's see if they decide to go for it again.
Yeah, I'm sure they have because their quarterback has actually punted about half the time for them. I will say that last play, the Nettleton secondary ran off and had everybody guarded. And once again, quarterback had nowhere to throw the football tonight.
And it looks like they are going to go for it. 4th down and 3. See if they're maybe going to try the old hard count. Nope, they're back to pass. It is complete, and he is tackled short of the 1st down. Blake Brown grabbed a hold of his leg and would not let it go. Blake Brown with a big stop. Turnover on downs. 1st down Raiders.
Well, I tell you what, if we have to say on one side of the ball, I hate to narrow things down, but you got two players, Nettleton tonight, on each side of the ball, Blake Brown on the defensive side of the ball and Kobe Bradley on the offensive side of the ball, that are playing dominant, elite football tonight, and it is actually showing out, and you can see it. They are playing above the level of everybody else on the field tonight.
Nettleton with a 20-7 lead with just over 6 minutes to play here in the second quarter. They give to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley, not much room to run that time. Has a gain of maybe 1. It's going to be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, like I say, it's going to feed the monster tonight. I hope Kobe Bradley goes into halftime and drinks all the Gatorade and eats all the salt because, I mean, they're going to let him tote the rock all night tonight because focus for Hot Springs is on Cameron Scarlett. It's obvious.
Feed the studs. Take what the defense will give you. Scarlett to pass this time. He's looking deep. He's got a man, but he overthrows downtown Jaden Brown. Jaden had a couple of steps on the man guarding him, but just a little bit overthrown. It's going to be 3rd down and 9.
Once again, they're going left to right on your radio dial, and I will tell you as a quarterback, it is so hard to judge the wind. And that wind right there is blowing probably about 15 or 20 miles an hour, and that's the difference. It'll carry that ball another 2 or 3 yards down. That's exactly what it did. Great throw. It just is overthrown. The wind took that throw a little bit. But what it does, Craig, that defense will remember that throw, and it softens them up just a bit, even if it wasn't connected.
5:50 remaining in the second quarter. Nettleton up by 13. It's 3rd down and 9. Scarlett to pass. It is complete. Downtown Jaden Brown. He's across the 50. He has the 1st down. And, boy, he just got hammered there by number 2, Zay Wilson. But he got the 1st down. Big-time play, Scarlett to downtown Jaden Brown.
I don't know who hammered who.
I don't know either.
They both hit each other like a couple of mountain rams. And both stand there looking at each other, and I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm glad I ain't playing football anymore if that's the way they hit.
It's good that we're announcers. 1st down and 10 for the Raiders. The ball on the Hot Springs 47-yard line. Scarlett gives to Kobe Bradley, running right side. He's hit right about the line of scrimmage and brought down at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd down and long for the Raiders.
Well, Colin Gates coming up at limping just a little bit. Those offensive linemen, they have a tough night. You see them with knee braces and ankle braces and limping, and they go back there and they play it again. They get rolled up on, hurt their ankle, and they go back and play it again.
God bless the offensive linemen, that's for sure. Scarlett running left side, looking for the edge, finds a crease, goes through it, gets the 1st down, gain of 12. Cameron Scarlett, move the chains.
Great job of patience by Cameron there at a quarterback sweep. I don't know if we've lost a towel here or that's not a flag back there, but I guess that's somebody's towel. But a great job of patience and letting your blockers open things up for you.
1st and 10, Raiders playing a little bit of hurry up. 4 minutes, just over 4 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. Nettleton with a 20-7 lead here in the second quarter, trying to score again before halftime. Scarlett in the gun with the man who has 3 touchdowns tonight, Kobe Bradley on his left hip. Scarlett's going to run it himself. Running left side, he has positive yardage, a gain of 5. It's going to be 2nd down and 5 for the Raiders.
Well, this is a drive of 4 minutes here. I think Nettleton has a couple of timeouts left, and I'd love to see them control the clock here, take the football, and really just control the clock. And if they score or they don't score, to make sure that Hot Springs does not get the ball back in the first half.
Clock is at 3:51 right now and ticking. 2nd down and 5. Cameron Scarlett from the gun gives to Kobe Bradley, and Kobe Bradley is hit immediately by number 3, Javion Walker. That's going to be a loss of 5. Going to be 3rd down and 10 for the Raiders.
Once again, there is Hot Springs playing aggressive football, blitzing probably every other play, and you're going to see that. But what happens is you continue, if that's going to be your MO, you're going to get burned, and you're going to get burned big time, and they already have a couple of times tonight. And you're going to see Cameron sidestep one of those and throw a touchdown. Kobe Bradley sidestep one of those and take it to the house. You can't do that all night long.
2 receivers split out either side. 3rd down and 10. The ball on the Hot Springs 35-yard line. Cameron Scarlett in the gun, and Hot Springs elects to take a timeout. We'll take a 60-second break with them. With 3:06 remaining in the second quarter, Nettleton leads Hot Springs 20-7. Be back with more Raider football after these messages on the EAB Sports Network.
Hey, it's Brad Bobo, and as the sideline reporter for Red Wolves football, I've had the chance to see firsthand the great work done by the physicians at Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. JOSM doctors have served the athletes at A-State for more than 40 years. Plus, on any Friday night, you can see their physicians on the sidelines at high school games around the area. Whether you're just starting your athletic career or if you're well past your playing days, JOSM can get you back in the game. To schedule an appointment, call 870-932-1820. Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, excelling in their field so you can excel on yours.
Demo's Smokehouse Barbecue on Johnson at Hilltop and on Main Street across from Jonesboro High School. Now, I'm from Memphis and I know barbecue, but there are people from Memphis that travel to Jonesboro to sample, taste, and enjoy Demo's Barbecue. No kidding. They come from Memphis, so no need to go anywhere else. Right here, the best barbecue is at Demo's. Any of the ribs, any of the plates, you can enjoy it all at Demo's Smokehouse Barbecue. My mouth is watering.
3rd and 10 for the Raiders as they lead 20-7 over Hot Springs. Ball on the 35-yard line of the Trojans. Cameron Scarlett in the gun. Looks to the sideline. Audibles at the line of scrimmage. And here we go. Scarlett's going to run it. Got some room. Has the first down. Has more than the first down. He's across the 10, the 5. He's into the end zone. The Warrior from Nettleton, Cameron Scarlett, with a 35-yard touchdown run.
I think he just ran out of both of his shoes. He doesn't have either one of his shoes. He just juked. Craig, did you see this? He just juked out of both of his shoes. I have never seen that.
When you're Cameron Scarlett, you don't need shoes.
He doesn't have either one of his shoes on.
You talk about a young man that wanted to be in the end zone. It didn't matter if he went in barefoot. That's Cameron Scarlett. Daniel Golden on to attempt the point after kick. Ken Warren McShann on the hold. Jordan Pegram with a snap. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up, and it is just good. So with 2:56 remaining in the second quarter, your score is now Nettleton 27, Hot Springs 7. And what more can we say about Cameron Scarlett, Andy?
I don't know, Craig. I think I'm. The old saying is I'm like a cow looking at a new gate. I've never seen that before. Cameron got loose, and the thought was try to blitz him. Well, he sidesteps it, takes off. And remember what I talk about, when you go cover zero, who is not accounted for?
The quarterback.
The quarterback. You can't go cover zero on Cameron Scarlett. And what he did was a quarterback draw. As soon as you see cover zero and nobody back, the free safety is the only person that has a chance. And the offensive lineman released on him, man-to-man, mano-a-mano blocked that one guy that had him, and Cameron Scarlett's off to the races. Jukes one time, loses his shoe. Jukes another time, loses the other shoe, and scores barefoot.
How about that? Kendrick McShann kicks it deep, ball all the way back to the 8-yard line. That's where the reception takes place, and here comes Hot Springs. Number 7 is tackled at the 25-yard line. See if I can't tell you who made the stop over there. It looked like it was Ken Warren McShann leading the tackle. Also in on the stop, number 28, the June Bug. Of course, the June Bug, as I call him, his family calls him, that's Derek Island Jr. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Hot Springs on their own 25-yard line. They trailed the Raiders by 27-7, 2:49 remaining in the first half.
Well, you're about to see Hot Springs try to throw the football, and it'll be interesting to see if Nettleton doesn't pick something off here.
Instead, they run up the middle. Jordan Pegram says, "How do you do, Mrs. Wiley?" Tackle for a loss for Jordan Pegram, and it's going to be 2nd down and 11.
That's really surprising play calling from Hot Springs because you have two and a half minutes to go in the first half. You're down 20 points, and you haven't been real successful running the football, and you almost have to throw the football here.
Maybe they're trying to run the clock down and just content to go in the break down by 20. Let's see if they open it up here. They are going to pass this time. Under pressure, the quarterback unable to get by everybody. Cam Phillips the first to make contact. Precious J. Javante Wallace finishes things off. Blake Brown also in there. It's going to be a loss of 1. Quarterback sack. It's going to be 3rd down and 11 for Hot Springs. 1:55 on the clock and ticking.
The last couple of games I've been able to watch some game footage of Hot Springs, and a lot of the teams that have played them have played man-to-man, and that allows their wide receivers to be athletic and get open. But Nettleton's playing the zone, cover 4, cover 2 shell, and there's nowhere to throw the football, and it's really frustrating their quarterback.
You think Alan Johnson knows a little bit about defensive secondary?
I think so.
3rd down and 11 for Hot Springs to pass again. It is incomplete, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, number 7, Blake McClelland, and the clock is at 1:27. The incomplete pass stops the clock. 4th down and 11. Nettleton's going to get the ball with enough time to put something together here, Andy.
Yeah, I suspect so. I want to sing the praise of this Nettleton secondary because, Hot Springs, and what I thought was going to happen here is, I talked about my keys to victory tonight was whether or not Nettleton was going to allow them to throw the football. And, them only giving up 48 yards passing this season average. Nettleton's secondary says, you're not throwing the football on us tonight.
Not tonight. Not here at Raider Field. Hot Springs to punt. They get the punt away. Markellen Barber is the deep man, but he's going to just let it roll, and it rolls out of bounds near midfield. Actually, I don't know if it got to midfield. Let's see where they spot it. Nettleton's going to have good field position. They've got 2 timeouts. They got 1 minute and 22 seconds on the clock, and the ball is spotted at the Hot Springs 46-yard line, it looks like. Correction. Hold on just a second. Help me out here, Andy. It's the 41-yard line. So short field, plenty of time, 1 minute and 22 seconds, 2 timeouts. Let's see what the Raiders can do.
Yeah, and honestly, you've seen Nettleton score in less time than this. I mean, their first score in the game was in the first 30 seconds of the game.
Kobe Bradley with a big 48-yard touchdown run. Scarlett back to pass. Screen pass, complete to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley shucks some tacklers. He's at the 25-yard line. He's at the 20, finds the sideline, and is shoved out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. First down Raiders, however, there is a flag on the play close to the original line of scrimmage.
Do not disagree with this. I mean, I do not agree with this call. I'm sitting here watching it in front of you. This is a slip screen to Kobe Bradley. Moses Williams slides out into the flats, and the guy that's going to tackle Kobe Bradley turns, and Moses tries to square him up and block him. And really, honestly, the kid fell down, and Moses kind of finished the block off, and they're going to call block in the back by Moses Williams and discount this entire run. And if you watch this on the film tomorrow, I hate to criticize the officials in this, but there's no way it's a hold, number one. If you want to call block in the back or something of that nature, but I'm sitting here watching that, and poor Moses, he did an outstanding job out here of springing Kobe Bradley for a long play. And I'll watch the film tomorrow, and if I'm wrong, I'll apologize, but I don't agree with that. And I think that was a great football play by Nettleton.
So the play is negated by the penalty. It's going to be 1st down and 20 for Nettleton. The ball is back in their territory. It's at the Nettleton 49-yard line. Nettleton with 1:12 on the clock, 2 timeouts. Scarlett to pass. Another screen. This time it's complete to downtown Jaden Brown. Downtown Jaden Brown is tackled after a gain of 4. It's going to be 2nd down and 16.
I would like to see Cameron put together a 1.5-minute fast drive here and throw the football. He hadn't had to do that this year and really needs to see whether or not we can do that.
2nd down and 15. Instead, it's Cameron Scarlett, the quarterback draw. He is still on his feet. Let's stay healthy there, Cameron. Do not get hurt trying to gain an extra couple of yards. He gains about 10 on the play, it looks like. So it's going to be 3rd down and 5 for the Raiders. 44 seconds on the clock. Nettleton takes a timeout. We'll take a 30-second break with them. 44 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Your score is Nettleton 27, Hot Springs 7. You're tuned in to playoff football, Nettleton Raider playoff football on the EAB Sports Network.
Get huge savings now at every Kavanaugh dealership. Kavanaugh has a great selection of late model, low mileage, certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. And most are still under factory warranty. We have every make, every model, so you're sure to find the vehicle you want. And when you buy at Kavanaugh, every new and used purchase comes with 1 year free maintenance. Plus, we buy cars. Bring a vehicle, get a check. Come see us today at one of our dealerships or go to KavanaughCars.com.
You're listening to the Nettleton Raiders on 94.1 KIYS HD2, Walnut Ridge, Jonesboro.
So glad to have you along on this special night here in Raider Nation. It's Nettleton looking to move to 11-0 for the first time in school history and doing a good job of it so far. They lead Hot Springs 27-7 with 44 seconds remaining in the second quarter of play. 3rd down and 5 for the Raiders. They are on the 36-yard line of Hot Springs. Cameron Scarlett in the backfield. He's going to pass. Looking downfield, it is knocked down by number 3, Javion Walker, and it's going to bring up 4th down and 5. Clock stopped with 41 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Well, I tell you what, Jaden Brown had a flag set up, crossed the helmet of the defensive secondary, and he was about to be wide open. I would think maybe they would go back to that exact same play, but I'm going to tell you that you're about to see a hookup of Cameron and Jaden on the top of the screen up here.
Instead, we're going to see a offsides penalty against Hot Springs as they had a safety blitz dialed up, and the safety crossed over into the neutral zone and maybe even further than that. Yep, offsides against Hot Springs, and that's going to move the chains. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Ball on the Hot Springs 31-yard line.
Well, and actually that may change the play just a little bit. Now being 1st down, and you still have 2 timeouts with 41 seconds left. And, trying to go in to halftime and just put some points on the board, at least run the clock out, is what you're trying to do here.
Hot Springs elects to take a timeout. We'll take a 30-second break with them. There's 41 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Nettleton with a 27-7 lead over Hot Springs here in the first round of the state playoffs. Andy Shatley and I will be back with more Raider football on the EAB Sports Network after these messages.
Your specialty print and ship store is the Safe Ship Store in Jonesboro. Owner David Leonard wants to help you with all your shipping and printing needs, and they'll always give you the best customer service and highest quality product for the absolute lowest prices in town. So when you need something packed and shipped, or when you need printed products, call the Safe Ship Store. Come in today to see all they have to offer. For the best customer service, quality, and prices, visit the Safe Ship Store, 2500 Alexander Drive, Suite C in Jonesboro, 870-333-5068.
Raider football on the EAB Sports Network. Sure glad to have you hanging out with us on this chilly Friday night. It is 47 degrees and clear, and if you ask me, Andy, it's perfect weather for Raider football. And Nettleton with a 27-7 lead. 1st down and 10. We got 41 seconds. We now have, actually, I think we still have 2 timeouts to work with. Cameron Scarlett from the gun. He's back to pass. Looking downfield. Plenty of time. Now he's under pressure. He throws, and it is incomplete, intended for Savion Pretty Boy Floyd, and out of bounds, stops the clock with 35 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Yeah, there wasn't really anything there. They were trying to run Savion Floyd all the way across. That was a full field crossing route, and Cameron waited and waited and waited for it to unfold and kind of ran out of time and had to backpedal and smartly got rid of the football to bring him back to the line of scrimmage to live to play another day.
Scarlett from the shotgun, drops straight back to pass. Looking downfield, throws. It is incomplete. Nearly intercepted, but incomplete. Good job by Pierce Smalley, who's the stud running back we talked about. He hasn't played any offense tonight. He's been playing defense. He's got a little bit of a banged-up wheel.
Well, he tried to hit DJ on the crossing route coming back, just threw it behind him, and kind of uncharacteristic of Cameron a couple of times on this drive. Not really kind of accurate with the football. I really see that, I think Cameron's about to dial one in, and he keeps looking for Jaden, and I suspect that we're about to see that, a ball close to the pylon over here in a second for Jaden Brown.
3rd down and 10. Scarlett passes complete to Jaden Brown. Jaden Brown has a gain of about 7 before he's tackled. It's going to be 4th down and 3, but there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, and unfortunately there's another flag on the play in the area of potential holding. They try to run a jailbreak screen with Jaden Brown, and when you get your offensive lineman out there trying to grab for people and for people that are smaller and faster than they are, sometimes that happens. But we'll see what the call here is.
Referees are conferring on the far sideline, talking things over, and they will eventually get it all figured out. They'll tell us, we'll tell you. That's how this operation works here. Nettleton with a 27-7 lead, 24 seconds remaining in the second quarter, and the head official, the referee, is walking this way. It's going to be a illegal receiver downfield against Nettleton.
Yeah, well, you know, when you're running those jailbreak screens with the wide receivers coming in, you have your offensive linemen that are trying to run out and block secondary folks, and if they get downfield before you actually get the ball off, and that's the risk you run there.
So after the penalty, it's going to be third down, and it looks like 15 for the Raiders. 3rd and 15 for the Raiders on the Hot Springs 36-yard line. 24 seconds remaining in the second quarter. They give to Kobe Bradley. He's running the left side. He's back to the original line of scrimmage, and there's a fumble on the play. It's recovered by Hot Springs. Recovered by Hot Springs. That's the first turnover that Nettleton's had in many a week. But Hot Springs with the fumble recovery, they're going to take over 1st and 10 on their own 21 with 14 seconds on the clock here in the second quarter.
You know, it's interesting with Nettleton with about only 20 seconds left in the game here after being driven back for a couple of penalties, elected to run the football. And at that point, really, it's like, hey, you know, if we score, we score. Let's just make sure that we get into halftime with them not getting the football. And I'm not certain that a fumble here really changes anything.
Right.
What happened here, because that's what they wanted, and I wouldn't be surprised if they just down the football here.
14 seconds on the clock. Nettleton 27, Hot Springs 7. They have an interior run, and it's going to be a gain of about 5, and the clock is going to expire here in the second quarter. And the first half comes to an end. Nettleton with a 27-7 lead over Hot Springs here in week 1 of the state playoffs. We will take a 3-minute break, and when we come back, we will have the St. Bernard's halftime show with our special guest, Nettleton Athletic Director Brian Carter. And Andy, I think you'll be interested in our discussion in the St. Bernard's halftime show. We're going to be talking about Nettleton Raider playoff history and the quarterback of the team who scored the first win, who claimed the first win in school history, is going to be our guest. I'm talking about Brian Carter. That's coming up on the St. Bernard's halftime show, brought to you by St. Bernard's, at the heart of great medicine for more than 120 years. Raiders up by 20 at half. You are watching and tuned in to Raider football on the EAB Sports Network.
Across the state of Arkansas, Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville join you in cheering on our favorite teams. We applaud that extra effort that makes our schools and activities an important part of our communities, more now than ever. Working as a team to make our communities better by helping you reach your goals, that's what happens at Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville, home of Me Banking. Member FDIC.
If you've injured your neck or back, or if you've been in a car accident, you should call the doctors at the Betts Clinic. They've been helping the residents of Jonesboro and Northeast Arkansas for over 20 years now. Many people don't know what to do or where to go after a wreck. Go to the Betts Clinic. You can call them now at 931-3722 or find them on the web at thebettsclinic.com. If you have a bulging or herniated disc, let the doctors at the Betts Clinic help you, like they've helped so many others. Call 931-3722 or go to thebettsclinic.com.
On the Front Row with Bedrow is brought to you by Gateway Tire and Service Center and Toyo Tires. Where there's always one thing you can count on, we go the distance for you. Before you hit the road for a trip across country or across town, drop by Gateway Tire and Service Center and check out the great deals on Toyo Tires. Whether it's tires or auto repair, you can always count on one thing. At Gateway Tire and Toyo Tires, we go the distance for you. At Gateway Tire in Paragould and Jonesboro, we go the distance for you.
Maybe your instincts tell you not to trust everything you hear in the media. We get it. It's only human to question things. So if you're still questioning whether or not you should get vaccinated, ask the people you know right here in Arkansas who you really trust, like your doctor, people you've seen with your own eyes, the real threat of COVID, and the remarkable effectiveness of America's vaccines. That's why St. Bernard's Healthcare is asking you to take a stand with us and sit for a shot. Learn more at sitforashot.org.
You can rely on K13 Computers' 40 years of experience to help you. K13 provides you with solutions to your computing problems. Whether you need repairs or IT service for your business, let K13 be your first call. K13 also is your go-to spot for building that gaming PC. They have knowledge, experience, and the products to help you. K13 Computers, 2106 South Caraway, next to Barton's Home Improvement. Call 627-5477. That's 627-5477, or visit K13Inc.com. K13 Computers.
Evolve Bank & Trust is your local source for home and business loans. Evolve Bank & Trust is making banking personal again with our friendly customer service and fast turnaround times. Your hometown bank for more than 90 years. Evolve Bank & Trust's dedicated staff can help you realize the dream of owning a home or help grow your small business with confidence. For more information, visit our office at 111 East Huntington, Suite A in Jonesboro, or call 870-933-2480. That's 870-933-2480. Or check us online at getevolved.com. Evolve Bank & Trust, equal housing lender.
And we welcome you back to Nettleton High School with the NEA Baptist broadcast position. We're in the St. Bernard's halftime show, brought to you by St. Bernard's, at the heart of great medicine for more than 120 years. Here at the break, Nettleton has a 27-7 lead over Hot Springs in the first round of the state playoffs. We're joined here in the halftime show by Nettleton Athletic Director Brian Carter. Mr. Carter, it's a great day to be a Raider.
Absolutely. Great first half. Been a great football season, 10-0. Playing Hot Springs team here, and playing very well in the first half, 27-7, and looks pretty good at this moment.
Definitely, and I'm glad that you're joining us, because I know you're like me. You grew up at Nettleton, and you care about Nettleton Raider football history, and this is always historic whenever we host a playoff game, whenever we make the playoffs. Want to talk about the first undefeated seasons for the Raiders. The very first undefeated season, 1975. I know that was the year you and I actually met, 1975, 4 years old. Do you remember anything about that first undefeated season, 1975?
I don't remember anything about it personally, but I've heard plenty of stories. I had an uncle on that team. They growing up, nothing but a Raider fan. You always heard about that team, and and some of the guys that were on it, some of the guys on the the original team back in the '60s. So don't know anything particularly about it. Just know that I heard stories about it from my uncles.
Gotcha. Well, the second undefeated season was 1987, and I know you know a little bit about that team, 1987 team.
I do. It was our junior year. Fortunate enough to be on that team. Kind of felt like we overachieved a little bit. Didn't know what we were really getting into as the season started, but things kind of got on a roll and we got hot, and we were making plays offensively and defensively and able to go undefeated, and maybe won a couple games we shouldn't have won. And it was just a really good blend of a senior class that I think probably overachieved, and some younger classmen stepping up and making some playing some football that year.
Definitely a great season. Of course, that the senior class of '89, who everybody agrees that's the best class ever. I mean, there's no debate on that we are the best class ever. I can remember the year before, as sophomores, a whole lot of you guys started, and you really sort of took your lumps that year.
Yeah, it was tough. High school football is a big jump from junior high, and a lot of guys got to play a lot as sophomores, and we were playing a lot of juniors the same year, and we took our lumps, and we got beat bad in a couple games, and kind of figured out what high school football was about, high school athletics, and it helped us to grow that next year, and things just kind of came together that year.
We're talking Raider football history with Nettleton Athletic Director Brian Carter, running through the undefeated seasons. 1975 the first, 1987 the second. The third undefeated season was 1994. Now, at the time, I guess you were probably still in college, but like me, keeping up with Nettleton. And what do you remember about that 1994 team that went undefeated?
Actually, I was volunteering, assisting at Westside that year. Knew that I wanted to get into coaching, and I had an opportunity to go out there and volunteer. And I know it was an outstanding football team. They got on a roll. They had some outstanding athletes, and they ran the table.
And I do want to say a couple of things about the 1975 team and the 94 team. They both had incredible quarterbacks who graduated the year before The 1975 team, there was a guy named Gene Bradley who graduated in the spring of 75, so he didn't actually play on that 75 team, but he's as good an athlete as ever has come through Nettleton. You know, Gene Bradley, Jerry Rook, you got to mention those two at the top of anybody. Billy Davidson was the quarterback on that team. My friend Doug Holmes was also on that team. He told me that Billy Davidson stepped up in the absence of Gene Bradley and did a great job. It was sort of a similar situation in 1994. They had a cat named Andy Shatley who graduated in 94. You ever heard of him?
Absolutely.
Well, Roger McMillan took over as quarterback in 1994, the fall of 94, and the word was, you know, how in the world the Raiders going to do, you know, losing the professional baseball player, the D1 football player, Andy Shatley. How in the world the Raiders going to respond? They responded by running the table pretty dang good.
Absolutely. You know, it's anytime you can run the table, anytime you can go 10-0, you know, put yourself in a position to be a conference champion. You know, that's an outstanding season. You know, looking at it, it's only happened 4 times in school history. It makes everyone of them special.
No doubt about it. And speaking of special seasons, we can add one more. 4 times in history now, this 2021 team has put themselves on the Mount Rushmore of Raider football, if you will. The 4th undefeated team. That is a special accomplishment by these guys.
Absolutely. You know, the work that the kids put in year-round now in football, or in all sports, which is, you know, a lot different than it was back in, you know, in our time. And so it's, you know, it's just a special time. They put a lot of work in, from the weight room to 7-on-7 summer padded camps. It's just a different animal now going year-round, and, you know, it's very special for them to see and reap those rewards now here at the end of the year.
Talking with Brian Carter, he's a Nettleton High School athletic director, and he's also a former quarterback, all-state quarterback here at Nettleton. I want to talk about your first playoff experience, 1987. Y'all went undefeated, but in the first round you kind of run into a juggernaut in an England team.
Absolutely. You know, it was one of those teams, they came over, and, you know, you watched them warm up, you watched them on the sideline, you're like, goodness gracious, you know, they got 16, 18 kids, and when they lined up, they whipped our tail. You know, we had some injuries late in the season. We were banged up. We had lost our all-state tailback. Fullback linebacker Brian Webb was hurt. You know, we were banged up, and you know, we hadn't seen speed like that. You know, one of the first teams that I'd seen getting the shotgun, and you know, they snapped it to a playmaker, and, you know, I think they beat us 8-6. You know, it was a close game, but it was one of those ones where, you know, we felt happy to be there, and you know, really didn't know what to expect.
We're talking to Brian Carter, the athletic director here at Nettleton, talking Nettleton Raider football history. Carter's first playoff experience, 1987, did not end well for the Raiders. However, the next year, your senior year, Nettleton returned to the playoffs, and they picked up their first win in school history versus Walnut Ridge, right here on this very field. What do you remember about that game, the first win in Nettleton playoff history?
You know, the thing that jumps out at you is we played Walnut Ridge twice that year.
Right.
And, you know, absolutely as close a games as you could have. In the playoff game, I just remember, again, Brian Webb made a heck of a tackle on about the 1-yard line last play of the game to keep them out of the end zone. We had beat them on the last play of the game earlier in the year, so it was about as evenly matched as you could get for 2 high school teams. Fortunately for us, we came out on top, you know, both times, and you know, it was a very special time.
You just kind of glossed over that first one. That may be the most famous play in Nettleton history. The catch, the play, Brian Carter hitting Sean Johnson.
I like to refer to it as the throw.
Not the catch, but the throw. I like it. And here's a little interesting piece of Raider trivia. The coach for Walnut Ridge that year was one Donnie Tennyson.
Yep, absolutely.
Who wound up coaching here and did a great job for Nettleton. Just a prince of a man.
Son's still here coaching for us now.
That's right, wide receivers coach. We're talking to Blake Tennyson. We're talking with Brian Carter. Coach, your take on the game here tonight. We're up 27-7 at half. What do you see when you see this game tonight?
You know, I think, you know, obviously we put 27 points on the board on a playoffs team in the first half. That's outstanding. We've moved the football. But I tell you what, I think just defensively, we just keep getting better every week. It's about as a physical a football team as I've seen Nettleton have. You know, you go back 4 or 5 years ago, we were very physical. So, you know, we're just a physical football team. We've got some team speed. we're better tacklers than we've been. You can tell that they've spent time in the spring and through this year. We feel like we're just better tacklers, and teams getting space on us. We're able to make that one-on-one tackle, and defense is the name of the game. And you pitch shutouts or you give up just a few points, you can give yourself a chance to win every week. And then as long as we got Cam Scarlett, we've got a chance to move the football and score on anybody.
We got a good running back this year too, Absolutely. Kobe Bradley, and he's got 3 touchdowns tonight.
He's had a big game. You keep waiting for him to explode, and the game tempo and game has kind of dictated some of the nights that he's had big games, or it's just been steady for us. But tonight he's been explosive and been big.
One thing that Andy Shatley and I have mentioned is that Cameron Scarlett has rushed for 1,000 yards. He's passed for 1,000 yards. Can you recall, has there ever been a quarterback at Nettleton who's had 1,000 yards, both statistical categories?
I can't imagine that there has been. I don't know one. There was a few years there at Paraguay I felt like we gave up 1,000 yards rushing to their quarterback in one game. So, it's but I don't know that's an outstanding achievement. The young man is a hard-nosed runner, but, I think his passing has been overlooked because in most games we've been able to dictate, by getting up early and him not having to throw the football. But he can throw the football with the best of them, and, that nobody runs any harder than he does.
I know you probably passed for over 1,000 yards a couple of times in your career, but I think if you added all of your runs together, you would not quite scratch 1,000 yards.
No, and matter of fact, that's a long way to run in general, and I never wanted to run 1,000 yards.
We're talking.
That's why I didn't do it.
Exactly. You didn't have to. You handed the ball to Brian Webb and Dale Lipford and let them do the running. Brian Carter, the athletic director at Nettleton High School, our guest on the St. Bernard's Halftime Show. Coach, if we win tonight, then we're going to be at home next week. If we hang on to this 20-point lead, we're going to be at home next week against either Valonia or Little Rock Christian. Have you heard the score in that game? And do you have a preference between those two?
I don't. Just traditionally, I'd like to see Valonia. Valonia was part of this league with Nettleton in the 5A East back in the early 2000s. Couple years there when they were outstanding football team. They went to the finals against a Batesville team that was also representing this league back in some glory days for the 5A East. So from a nostalgia standpoint, I'd love to see us play Valonia. I don't know a whole lot about either one of them. So it's when you get to the playoffs, you're going to get to see new people from around the state, and you just got to take on the best from every league.
Brian Carter, the athletic director at Nettleton. One more question, and I'll let you get back to your administrative duties.
It's warm up here. I'll stay as long as you want me to.
No doubt about it. Hey, it's you're the athletic director. Obviously, you care more about just the football program. Yep. What else is going on in the world of Raider athletics right now?
In the last week we've started high school basketball. Our junior high teams have also played. Boys junior high will get started next week. Our girls are 2-0. They look outstanding. We had a exciting announcement today with Bradley Pena signing with Murray State. So excited for her. So excited for our girls. The tradition that Coach Smith and the Lady Raiders have. But to see her sign today was an outstanding achievement. They started out 2-0. Our boys played Little Rock Catholic last night. As outstanding of a first half as you could see in high school basketball. We were up 50 to I think 24 at half, and kind of felt like we coasted after that. But you can see that there's some excitement for all sports right now. And nothing better than really when football is as good as it is. It sets the tempo and the tone for a school year for everybody, and you just kind of see that excitement around campus.
It sure does that, and these guys have definitely brought a lot of pride to a couple of old Raiders by the
Absolutely.
way that they have played. They're up 27-7 at half. We appreciate Brian Carter being our halftime guest on the St. Bernard's Halftime Show, brought to you by St. Bernard's, at the heart of great medicine for more than 120 years. We'll take a 4-minute break. We'll make it a 3-minute break. We'll take a 3-minute break. When we come back, we will give you some stats and highlights from the first half, and we're just about 5 minutes away from kickoff. You are tuned in to Raider football on the EAB Sports Network. We'll be right back after a 3-minute break.
Your medical needs are personal, and the way you manage those needs should be personal as well. The team at Southern Home Healthcare is local, knowledgeable, and courteous, giving you the customized care you and your family deserve. When facing breathing challenges, the on-staff respiratory therapists at Southern Home Healthcare provide support and guidance just for you, and you can sleep better with the help of their CPAP and BiPAP therapy. Plus, treat your strains, sprains, and pain with the help of Southern Home Healthcare's high-quality bracing devices. Go online to southernhomehealthjonesboro.com.
With over 40 years of
service, Jonesboro Overhead Door and Tri-County Garage Door is your first call for commercial, industrial, and residential overhead and garage doors. Beautiful, durable overhead doors and more. Come see us at 925 East Parker Road or give us a call at 870-932-6891. That's 870-932-6891. Check out our website at JonesboroOverheadDoor.com. Good luck to all our area teams from Jonesboro Overhead Door and Tri-County Garage Door.
Attention members and guests.
J-Town's Grill is once again a proud supporter of the A-State Red Wolves. Make J-Town's Grill your after-game destination to celebrate another Red Wolves victory. And don't forget to come back for Sunday brunch and catch the NFL games on the big screens at J-Town's. Everything from appetizers, salads and sandwiches to burgers and wraps, all at J-Town's Grill, with indoor and outdoor seating and live music. J-Town's Grill on Johnson, right across from Centennial Bank Stadium. Check out their menu at jtownsgrill.com and like them on Facebook.
First Community Bank believes that community is everything. Our promise to stand by our customers is important in the good times, but even more important in the hard times too. As economic recovery begins, we want you to know that we are here for you. We will keep loaning money, financing homes, helping small business, and supporting this community. Banking local is more important than ever. We invite you to make the switch to First Community Bank, your local community bank.
First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC. Offer of credit subject to credit approval.
Empower. High-speed internet for your neck of the woods delivered by Craighead Electric. Empower is local. Empower is reliable. Empower is affordable. Empower is super fast broadband. Empower is customer service that puts you in power. We are here for you. 870-336-0999. Empower, bringing you the information you need more quickly and conveniently than ever before. We are Empower, delivered by Craighead Electric. Call and talk to us today at 870-336-0999. High-speed internet from Empower. Internet for your neck of the woods.
Tucker's Appliance Superstore in Jonesboro is by far the largest appliance showroom in Northeast Arkansas, which means more selections than ever before. Right now, a new shipment of name brand in-the-box inventory has just arrived at Tucker's. Come check it out. Tucker's also offers full factory warranties, free local delivery, and financing at 0% interest. Shop Tucker's Appliance Superstore now at 923 East Parker Road in Jonesboro.
Tucker's Appliance.
And we welcome you back to Raider Football on the EAB Sports Network, where we're here in the St. Bernard's Halftime Show, brought to you by St. Bernard's at the heart of great medicine for more than 120 years. Nettleton with a 27-7 lead. Want to say a birthday shout-out to my dear sweet mother, Mary Miller, who just came in and gave me a hug. Happy birthday to my mom. She's here. I'm sure she is here to support her son, not her grandson who's down on the field, Andy.
Well, you know, that the only person that could love a person like you maybe be Miss Mary Miller, and you're just tough to love, Craig. I don't know. There's just not many people that love you in Nettleton Raider land.
Well, Jesus and Mama always love me.
Jesus and Mama. But I tell you what, you've got a talented son. It's nice to see Colby down there being able to contribute on the offensive line. He's a heck of a baseball player. Can't wait to baseball season to see him play baseball. So a great night for the Miller family tonight.
No doubt about it. Happy birthday to Mary Miller. It's 27-7, Nettleton with the lead. Let's tell you real quick how the scoring happened, and then we'll talk about some of these statistics. Nettleton got the scoring started with 11:05 remaining in the first quarter. It was the second play from scrimmage. Not even 1 minute had elapsed from the clock whenever Nettleton scored on a 48-yard touchdown run by Kobe Bradley. The Daniel Golden PAT was good, made the score 7-0. And then also in the first quarter, Kobe Bradley once again, 22-yard run with 2:39 remaining in the quarter, gave Nettleton a 13-0 lead. The PAT was blocked, and so at the end of the first quarter, your score was Nettleton 13, Hot Springs 0. In the second quarter, Hot Springs got on the board with 10:37 remaining in the frame. Number 75, the big lineman, Michael Jackson, as Andy said, kind of a William Refrigerator Perry type play. He, little 2-yard touchdown run, made the score 13-7, and it was all Raiders after that as Nettleton scored 2 more touchdowns. One, a 65-yard run by Kobe Bradley. That made the score 20-7 after the Daniel Golden PAT, and then the All-State quarterback, Cameron Scarlett, with a 35-yard touchdown run, and that made the score 27-7, and that's what that's where we stand here at half. We're about 2 minutes away from the kickoff, according to the scoreboard anyway. The statistical leaders for the Raiders, Kobe Bradley has 190 rushing yards, 18 receiving yards, and Andy, that big number right there, 190 yards in the first half. Kobe Bradley's had a heck of a game.
That's no surprise to me, and once again, I kind of talked about the absence of his statistics last Friday night, and he really didn't play a huge role in the win and you kind of got to think, as talented as he is and a threat that he is, he's not going to go 2 weeks without having a breakout game. And really it kind of played up to the point to where you can tell what Hot Springs' MO is tonight. And they are blitzing every other play. And they're not necessarily going after the running back or the wide receivers. They're going after Cameron Scarlett.
Right.
It's pretty obvious. I mean, it's obvious to me up here. And the one guy that they're not accounting for is a 1,000-yard rusher in the backfield for Nettleton, who has consistently rushed and led Nettleton in rushing many times. And I guess, like you had said, I guess you pick your poison. Do you want Cameron to beat you or Kobe? And they've tried to take Cameron out of the game. Cameron obviously is not going to allow that. But now you have Kobe Bradley back there accounted for 3 touchdowns, 190 yards rushing, a handful of receiving yards, and he is all over the field. And it is Kobe Bradley in the first half for Nettleton. 3
touchdowns for the Raider running back. Cameron Scarlett, the All-State quarterback, like Andy said, they were keying on him, but he had a fine half himself. 64 yards rushing, 46 yards passing. So not a bad night for Cameron Scarlett as well. And his Nettleton Raiders up 27-7. We do have, thanks to our excellent producer back at EAB, we do have a score from Little Rock Christian and the Valonia Little Rock Christian game. At half, Little Rock Christian 35, Valonia 14. So if that holds, and
is that not the other side of the bracket of this game right here?
That's right.
Yeah.
If we win tonight, we'll be taking on the winner of that game. And right now, it looks like it may be Little Rock Christian, one of those big private schools, coming to call on Raider Field next Friday night. Right now, the second half is underway. Kendrick McShann kicks it deep. The ball is fielded at the 10-yard line. Here comes the return. He is shoved out of bounds. Cortez Smith also in on the stop is number 29, Keandre Pope. And so pretty good return there by Hot Springs. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Number 7, Blake McClelland on the return. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Hot Springs. The ball on their own 39-yard line.
Lanier, and if you can shut them down that way, give the quarterback really nowhere to throw the football, and he really has it tonight. And if you let Orion Pugh and Blake Brown run around and chase Lanier, it's going to be a long night and a difficult scoring for Hot Springs tonight.
2nd down and 8 for the Trojans. They give it to Lanier. He runs up the middle. He is tackled by Cam Phillips. Cam kind of throws him forward for a couple of yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 5 for the Trojans. Nettleton 27, Hot Springs 7, 11 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this is not the offensive approach that Hot Springs is going to need to come back in this game. And if they just want to grind it out, Nettleton will be happy to allow them to do this.
Nettleton with a 20-point lead. The clock is definitely their friend. 3rd down and 5 for this pass-happy Hot Springs team. They're going to pass. Pass is incomplete. Dorian Tucker on the coverage, intended for number 5, Logan Cornstalk. It's going to be 4th down and 5 for the Trojans. Don't think they're in 4-down territory. We're going to see the punt team come out, and here they come.
I really don't. And once again, the wind is blowing from left to right. And as a quarterback, you have to take that in consideration. And that ball was a long throw to the flats, and probably he put it on line initially, but the ball faded down and to the right, and not a connection, and once again they're punting.
Sheeler, the quarterback, the punter, outstanding athlete, done a good job tonight. Back to punt, and it is blocked The punt is blocked. Sheeler picks it up. I think it was Jordan Pegram who got a hand on it. Blake Brown also there. He's unable to advance it for the first down. Don't even get back to the line of scrimmage, I do not believe. So a blocked punt is going to give Nettleton excellent field position. Looks like Nettleton's going to take up shop 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line of Hot Springs. Another big play by this Raider defense, by the Raider special teams.
Boy, it's amazing to me. You know, you have 3 personal protectors in front of your punter, and how in the world – can 2 players get through 3? But if you consider those 2 players were Elon,
Blake Brown and Pegram.
Yeah, and Blake Brown, Jordan Pegram, yeah, and Kylan Butler, I think, made it there also.
Well, our chain gang is messed up over there. It's correction. No, they're not. We're just going the 1st and 10 for the Raiders. They give it to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley's got the first down and then some, a gain of about 13. Move those chains. My apologies to man tonight, because with that run right there, he's over 200 yards rushing. Nettleton with a 27-7 lead. They give to Kobe Bradley once again. I'm going to work on that nickname. Kobe Bradley fighting for some tough yards. He's going to gain about 5 of them on that play. And we'll call it a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6 for Kobe Bradley.
Well, he just runs the football hard. You know, he comes up a little bit kind of gimping there on that left ankle. I wouldn't be surprised if they take him out and give him a breather here. Or Cameron said, hey, let me run the ball just a little bit. We've certainly fed the beast quite a bit tonight. Take a break and let me run the football a couple times.
Nettleton with a 27-7 lead over Hot Springs, looking to extend it. They have it 2nd down and 6 on the 24-yard line. The play is whistled dead. They give it to Kobe Bradley, but the play is whistled dead. It's going to be a dead ball foul. Illegal procedure, false start against the Raiders. That'll back us up. It's going to be 2nd down and 11.
Craig, right here while we're waiting to mark this off, I would like to give the Raider Cafe concession stand a shout-out. That's the best hot chocolate I've ever had in my entire life.
You know, they do everything well down there. We're blessed to have them. If you've never had a Raider burger, then what are you thinking? Flag is on the play, and I believe they caught somebody leaning on the defensive side. It is offsides against Hot Springs, so 5 yards taken away, 5 yards given. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 for the Raiders. Ball is on the 22-yard line of the Trojans. Cameron Scarlett, the All-State quarterback, in the shotgun. DJ Willis in motion. He is in the slot back position right now. Scarlett gives to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley looking for a hole. He's met by big Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson slings him down for a loss. It's going to be 3rd down and 9 after the loss of, we'll call it 3rd down and 8 after the loss of 3.
Yeah, it's going to be a passing down for Nettleton. Kind of split things out. You know, just because you lose yardage on rushing plays, I mean, it opens things up for the passing game too.
Scarlett in the gun. 3 receivers spread out right side. DJ Willis, the talented tight end, lined up at the tight end position. Left side. In motion is Braylon King. Scarlett back to pass. Looking downfield. It is incomplete. DJ Willis almost made a fine catch at the 10-yard line. Incomplete. It's going to be 4th down and 9 for the Raiders, and we're in definite 4-down territory right here. Cameron Scarlett with another opportunity.
Yeah, he had DJ open, threw it behind him just a hair. I think DJ would probably want that back and say, I should have caught that ball. But Ken Wormshan, there was a blown coverage by the cornerback, and he stopped and didn't run. And the half safety did not run with Ken Wormshan. He was standing in the end zone wide open, nobody on him.
So 4th down and 9. Scarlett with a hard count. Hot Springs defensive linemen with good discipline. They hold their position. Scarlett from the gun. He's got Kobe Bradley in the backfield with him. Scarlett's going to pass. Good protection. He's going deep in the end zone, going for Ken Warren McShann, but misses his target, and it's going to be a turnover on downs after an incomplete pass. 1st and 10, Hot Springs, and the Trojan defense able to keep Nettleton out of the end zone.
Yeah, that was one of those deals to where, Ken Warren had his man beat and he went to the inside, and that's a little communication breakdown in between quarterback and wide receiver. And I think the route was a flag, but Ken Warren had beat him on the inside. And so instead of going ahead and run the route and run your defensive back into the play, he just kind of held his position. Cameron tries to throw it where he thought he was going to go, and that's not how it worked out.
Now Hot Springs back to work offensively. Cam Phillips with a big stop. Nice play by the talented junior defensive lineman, Cam Phillips. No gain on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Well, that once you've proven that you're not going to be able to throw the football against Nettleton, you start trying to establish that running game again. And Lanier, your running back, has had a couple of nice runs, but once Nettleton realizes you're not going to be able to throw the football, they're going to start pinning their ears back, the defensive linemen.
Nettleton with 4 down defensive linemen. 2nd down and 10 for Hot Springs. Screen pass on the flats. Ball is dropped. They may be calling that a lateral. Actually, they whistle it dead, so it is an incomplete pass. It looked like it may have been a lateral there, but they did say it was a forward pass, incomplete pass. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 for Hot Springs.
Well, I'd hate to be Hot Springs' offensive coordinator because at this point he's throwing everything he's got in his playbook. You're throwing jailbreak screens, you're trying to run the football, you're trying to do quarterback sneak, and nothing's really working.
3rd down and 10. Something tells me they may just say, hey, go out and get open. Little backyard football play right here. It's 3rd down and 10. Definite passing down for Hot Springs. Nettleton 27, Hot Springs 7. 7:15 to play in the 3rd quarter. First-round state playoff action. Back to pass is Sheeler, and he is sacked by Precious J. Javante Wallace. Belly-to-back suplex at the 20-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and long for Hot Springs.
You love to sing these praises of the defensive linemen, and they did do a great job, but you know what sets that up? This secondary, there's nowhere to throw the football. Once again, I've said that 7 or 8 times tonight. So Coach Alan Johnson he is playing some serious chess tonight, because they are throwing the football almost 200 yards, 170 to 200 yards a game, and they're shutting them down. And Nettleton's defensive line is running all over the field now.
This time they get the punt away. It hits at about the 44-yard line, rolls into Nettleton territory. Markellen Barber decides just to kind of stay away from the ball and let it roll. Nettleton's going to have outstanding field position. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Raiders at their own 45-yard line. 6:23 to play in the 3rd quarter. Nettleton 27, Hot Springs 7.
We talk about Coach Alan Johnson, and we've said his name numerous times this season, and I have really been impressed. And you can't watch this defense and not think that there's a mastermind behind this. There's some talented kids out there, but when you combine talent with somebody who can teach and also has a great game plan, this is what happens. This is absolutely what happens, and they are shutting down Hot Springs' throwing game.
Cameron Scarlett from the gun. Gives to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley looking to run left side, bounces outside and is run out of bounds. I believe it's going to be a short loss. 2nd down and 11 as Kobe Bradley, who has 3 touchdowns on the night, over 200 yards rushing, but didn't have anywhere to run that time.
Yeah, the only coaching point I can give you there is don't run out of bounds and keep the clock running. But Kobe is always going to try to do something. He's going to try to create a hole. He just runs hard.
6:10 to play in the 3rd quarter. Nettleton up 27-7. Cameron Scarlett in the gun. Kobe Bradley at his right hip. He gives to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley running off the left tackle, off of big Alan Campbell over there. Kylan Gates, Alan Campbell, a gain of 4. It's going to be 3rd down and 7 for the Raiders. Cameron Scarlett from the gun. Ken Moore and McShann spread out near side. 3 backs and 3 receivers in motion. Heavy on the right side. Let's see if they want to run that direction. Cameron Scarlett is. He's running, and there's a fumble on the play. Scarlett fumbled the ball, and looks like it may be recovered by Hot Springs. If so, it'll be the 2nd turnover of the night for the Raiders. Still waiting for the official to give an indication.
They're saying 4th down.
So evidently it was recovered by the Raiders. We do have a offensive lineman who's slow getting up over there. That is Nettleton's number 79, their outstanding left tackle, Alan Campbell. He's up and looks like he's doing all right. I believe Alan may have been the man who recovered that fumble for the Raiders. It sure looked like there was a white jersey that landed on it. It's going to be 4th down and 6 for the Nettleton. Ball is at the Raider 49-yard line. Scarlett, empty backfield, and he punts. Hits at the 20-yard line, rolls out of bounds inside of the 15. Let's see where they mark it over there. It's going to be right at the 15-yard line. That's where Hot Springs is going to take over 1st and 10. And, Andy, that kind of fooled me. Nettleton's punt formation looks like a regular shotgun, and they punted the ball away with 5:03 remaining. Nettleton with a 20-point lead. Hot Springs is going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 15.
Yeah, I'm surprised, really. I don't even think Hot Springs has put a return guy on any one of those punts, and I'm assuming that they realize that Cameron is the punter. He's punted the whole season out of that short punt like that.
So Hot Springs, they give the ball to Lanier up the middle, and boy, he's hit by Blake Brown. Good closing speed by Blake Brown as he made the tackle after a gain of 2, 2nd down and 8.
Well, they try the quarterback or the running back draw, and then try to, create some sort of an illusion like you're going to throw the football and then hand it off. And Blake's reading it perfectly. He reads the fact that they're not throwing the football, and he just meets the running back 2 yards deep, and another solo tackle by Blake Brown.
Pass is complete for a short gain to number 7, Blake McClelland. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 for Hot Springs. Isaac Sheeler, the senior quarterback, come in tonight with over 1,600 yards passing. But as Andy Shatley has said, Coach Alan Johnson and this Nettleton defensive secondary has done a great job of shutting him down tonight. They stick to the ground, linear with a run. He is tackled by Blake Brown at the 25-yard line. Going to be close to the 1st down. They're going to give it to him. Gain of 3. He needed 3. He got 3. They're moving the chains.
Yeah, once again, this is a nice balanced approach that I think Hot Springs would have liked to have seen in the first half, and it's now showing up. But the clock ticking, they're going to run out of time.
Pass is intended for number 4, Octavius Rhodes, incomplete. 2nd down and 10. The incomplete pass stops the clock with 3:43 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Nettleton 27, Hot Springs 7.
The only success really they've had throwing the football is the jailbreak screens with the wide receivers on these inside screens. They've not been able to really throw the ball down the field much due to Nettleton's secondary.
2nd down and 10 for the Trojans, who have received a rude welcome from the Nettleton Raiders here tonight in the first round of the state playoffs. Andy Shatley, class of 94, Craig Miller, class of 89, a couple of old Raiders, very proud of this year's team, who's looking to make history tonight by moving to 11-0 for the first time in Nettleton history. They give the ball to Linear, and the play is whistled dead.
It's going to be a delay of game, I'm assuming.
Yep, delay of game against Hot Springs. It'll back them up 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 15 from the Trojan 21-yard line.
Hot Springs quarterback Sheeler kind of limping around there back in the backfield. I don't know if he's got a ginger knee there or what.
He is taking some shots tonight for sure. Sheeler back to pass, looking right side. He's under pressure, and he is sacked by Jordan Pegram. Jordan Pegram with yet another quarterback sack. What a tremendous season by the junior defensive lineman extraordinaire, Jordan Pegram.
Well, Jordan certainly should change your approach and how you're blocking on the offensive line. You have to double him. You cannot leave him one-on-one, or he's going to wreak havoc in your backfield. And on that play, the blocking scheme, they didn't, what we say, Omaha out and double him. And if you don't double him, he's going to be in the quarterback's face all night long.
3rd down and 21 after the quarterback sacked by Pegram. Sheeler from the shotgun, drops straight back to pass. Nobody open. He's going to run it. Actually, now he throws it. It's complete to number 4. A gang of black jerseys, though, right there on him. Cortez Smith also in on the stop. Kylan Goodlow. It's going to be gain of positive yardage, a gain of about 11, but it's going to wind up being 4th down and 9 for the Trojans, and they're going to punt.
Well, that was really a heroic effort by Hot Springs quarterback, and he continues to limp even more. He is certainly not feeling good physically right now, and he's going to be the punter. And the last time they had to do this, Nettleton blocked it.
4th down and 9. Let's see if Nettleton gets another big punt rush. They get the punt off. End over end kick. It is fielded by Markellen Barber. He got a running start at it, and he advances the ball to the 45-yard line. Pretty dang good return there, and an aggressive play by Markellen Barber. Nettleton will have a short field in front of them. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Raiders. This drive will start at the 45-yard line. First drive of the game was 2 plays. We'll call that the Kavanaugh Auto Group Drive of the Night. Brought to you by Kavanaugh Auto Group. To see their complete inventory from the comfort of your home, log on to KavanaughCars.com. We greatly appreciate Kavanaugh Auto Group sponsoring the game tonight. 1st down and 10 for the Raiders. Cameron Scarlett is going to run it himself, running right side, and he has a gain of about 8 before he's brought down. It's going to be 2nd down and 8. Excuse me, 2nd down and 2.
This is the time of the game that you can start to see Hot Springs looks like they're tired. Nettleton continues to push, and a lot of times what you'll see is the conditioning of Nettleton. This is when they really start putting pressure on people because they don't dial it back. They start dialing it up in this 3rd quarter, and they really put pressure on people.
Second half team, the Nettleton Raiders. 2nd down and 4, I stand corrected. Cameron Scarlett gives to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley running right side, has the 1st down and then some. He's at the 20, he's at the 15. For the 4th time tonight, Kobe Bradley into the end zone. Touchdown Raiders, 39-yard run by Kobe Bradley.
Well, we've called his name all night, and we really felt that Kobe was going to be the answer, and you didn't really realize it until you saw what Hot Springs' philosophy was going to be, and that's to take away Cameron Scarlett. They're blitzing him. Every time they do a RPO run-pass option, they've got somebody on Cameron Scarlett, but they are not accounted. They continue to not account for Kobe Bradley, and he is just too talented to not account for him. This is not like a surprise for us to watch Kobe Bradley do well. When you watch the defensive schemes of Hot Springs, you're saying, wait a minute. If you're going to try to take away one person in Nettleton's backfield, the other one's going to hurt you severely, and that's exactly what's happening.
I would say after that 39-yard touchdown run, Kobe Bradley has got to be close to 250 yards rushing. He has 4 touchdowns tonight. I think our 239 yards. I think our JOSM Player of the Game award tonight is going to be an easy one. It's going to be there's a penalty on the play. It was a little like unsportsmanlike conduct against Hot Springs. Not sure exactly what was going on, but Nettleton is about to attempt the point after. Daniel Golden is out there. Kenny Mack, Ken Warren McShann with the hold. Jordan Pegram, the snapper. Snap good, hold good. The kick is up, and it is short. So Daniel Golden's point after is no good, and the score with 1:23 remaining in the 3rd quarter is Nettleton 33, Hot Springs 7. 30-second break. Back with more Raider football on the EAB Sports Network after this message.
What a horrible call! What's the matter with you, ref? You seriously need some glasses.
Honey, that's the mascot.
Oh, guess I need glasses too.
Elite Eye Care can help fans and officials alike. 1000 Windover Road in Jonesboro and 1515 West Kings Highway in Paragould. Schedule today at EliteEyeCareAndOptical.com or call 972-6040. That's 972-6040. Elite Eye Care. Your vision is our focus.
Nettleton 33, Hot Springs 7, 3rd quarter action here in the first round of the state playoffs. 1:23 remaining in the 3rd quarter. My broadcast partner, Andy Shatley, predicted before the game started that Kobe Bradley would score 4 touchdowns and run for 300 yards tonight. He's got 4 touchdowns, 249 yards. So we shall see if Andy Shatley is a prophet. Nettleton kicks the ball off. McShann kicks it deep. And here comes the Hot Springs return. Juan Badillo over there in on the stop. Ken Warren McShann made the tackle. And the returner, Blake McClellan, gets the ball out to about the 30-yard line. It's marked at the 31-yard line. That's where Hot Springs will take over 1st and 10.
Well, they have really tried to throw the football tonight, and, that's part of their balanced approach. And if they have a balanced approach because they do both things well, but once you eliminate their ability to throw the football, then it becomes very difficult to run the football against Nettleton at that point.
Kylan Goodlow, Juan Badillo, Markel and Barber, they've done a good job of stopping that run. That pass. Run up the middle is snuffed out by Jordan Pegram. No gain on the play, maybe a short gain. We'll call it 2nd down and 9 for Hot Springs. Another big play by Jordan Pegram. How many times have we called his name this year, Andy?
Yeah, I'm telling you, and he comes from the backside back there. And if you don't get 2 people on him, like I say, if you're trying to block him one-on-one, he's going to wreak havoc. He just slides right down the line, makes a tackle.
2nd down and 9 for Hot Springs. They give it to number 10, and he is brought down by who else? Jordan Pegram. Halon Willie also in on the stop, but Jordan Pegram just pretty near decapitated him.
I'm telling you, at some point, I'm sure the offensive coordinator at Hot Springs is looking and going, okay, what do I do now? We try to run it to that side, and it's Jordan Pegram. We try to run it to this side, Blake Brown runs it down. We try to throw the ball, there's nowhere to throw it. So I'm not sure what the answer is for Hot Springs. Alan Johnson has checkmated everywhere that Hot Springs tried to go tonight.
Is that Gary Kasparov or Alan Johnson down there moving the pieces, playing chess on the football field? The defensive coordinator for Nettleton with an awesome job. Pass is complete downfield to number 15. He's still on his feet. He's at the 30, the 25, finally brought down. Boy, the quarterback was just drilled right as he let go of the ball, and he's still down. But a big gain as the clock strikes 0 to signify the end of the 3rd quarter. Big play, and Hot Springs is going to be in business. 1st down and 10 at the Raider 24 whenever we start the 4th quarter. And we will take a 60-second timeout. When we come, make it a 30-second timeout, and when we come back, we'll have the 4th quarter after this message. 33-7, Nettleton up as we head into the 4th quarter. You're tuned in to Raider Football on the EAB Sports Network.
It's a mix and match special now at Jonesboro area Domino's Pizzas. Choose any 2 for $5.99 each, like a medium 2-topping pizza, oven-baked sandwich, pasta in a tin, Domino's stuffed cheesy bread, an oven-baked sandwich, salad, bread twist, marble brownies, and so much more. Switch it up for lunch or dinner for your whole gang. The mix and match special. Get any 2 for only $5.99 each at your Jonesboro area Domino's Pizzas.
Raider football on the EAB Sports Network. Nettleton up 33-7 as we go to the 4th quarter. And Andy, their quarterback, just got smoked on that last play.
Yeah, he sat in there and made a really, really nice throw to his big tight end, number 15. But he played a dear price. I can't remember if it was Halon Willie or Jordan Pegram, but he took a big blow and had to be helped off by his coaching staff and other teams, and I would doubt very seriously if he comes back in the ball game, because he left the game on very slow and sat down on the bench, and he did not look like he was feeling well. So I'd be curious to see who comes out on this series to play quarterback for Hot Springs.
Isaac Sheeler, the senior quarterback, who's just highly touted and thrown for over 1,600 yards, and we sure hope that he's okay, as he just got drilled by Halon Willie. Looks like they're bringing in Matt Contreras to take his place. Contreras is a sophomore, getting some big-time action here. 1st and 10 for Hot Springs. Raider 23-yard line. Contreras back to pass. You got a man on the sideline. It is complete, and it's a touchdown. So how about that? Contreras to number 6. I believe that's who that is over there. Sure enough. And what a way to start a sophomore on his first play. He has a 24-yard touchdown pass.
Well, obviously he's playing quarterback for a reason. probably not playing because you have senior in front of him. But he's a nice-looking kid, probably about 6'2", 6'3", has a nice arm, put a nice ball in the wide receiver, only where his guy could catch it. Not much you can say about that, and that's pretty good defense on him, but the kid went up, made a nice play on the football.
Good throw, good catch. The point after attempt is up and good. Hot Springs puts 7 on the board here in the fourth quarter with 11:52 remaining in the fourth quarter. Your score, Nettleton 33, Hot Springs 14. Back in 30 seconds. You've tuned in to Raider Football on the EAB Sports Network.
WT Equipment in Jonesboro and Pocahontas is open and ready to equip the farmers of Northeast Arkansas. At WT Equipment, we have both new and pre-owned New Holland T9, T8, T7, and T6 tractors available for sale now, ranging from 125 to 620 horsepower. Both new and pre-owned New Holland CR combines also available now. New Holland SP model sprayers ready to roll now. Come see us at WT Equipment in Jonesboro or Pocahontas, or visit our website at WTEquip.com. WT Equipment, let's get it done.
You're listening to the Nettleton Raiders on 94.1 KIYS HD2, Walnut Ridge, Jonesboro.
Fourth quarter action. Nettleton up 33-14. 11:52 to play in this game. Nettleton expecting an onside kick from Hot Springs. Ball is not even teed up. It's kind of on the ground, and they are going to do an onside kick. Boy, they get a good bounce, but Nettleton's Cortez Smith is there to make the play, advance the ball a few yards. So Nettleton's going to have it 1st and 10. It looks like the ball is marked on the Hot Spring 48-yard line. Athletic play over there by Cortez Smith.
That was a great play, and a lot of times, I was on the hands team at ASU. Your backup quarterbacks, your holders, your wide receivers, the people that have really, really good hands, and obviously Cortez Smith is one of those. And he went up about as high as probably could dunk it on that ball, caught it and advanced it a few yards. And, man, you got to feel good about having people like that on your hands team.
No doubt about it. Nettleton with a 33-14 lead here in the fourth quarter. Cameron Scarlett is going to run it. Running right up the middle, as always. Tough running by Cameron Scarlett. He's close to the first down. It's going to be a gain of 9, 2nd down and 1 after another outstanding run by the Warrior from Nettleton, Cameron Scarlett.
Yeah, he's approaching, 150 yards total offense. And once again, Hot Springs is obviously keying on him. They're spying him. They're trying to put a linebacker on him, blitzing him, and he's still being able to stay within his game plan. And I can tell you this, I know Cameron. If you told him that Kobe was going to take over tonight and then they were going to win by 20 or 30 points, and he would be absolutely fine with that because he understands that's how the game flowed tonight.
Cameron Scarlett gives to Kobe Bradley. He's got the first down. He's churning forward for positive yardage. He breaks free. He's at the 20, the 10, but they whistle the play dead. So I guess they said that his forward progress had stopped. So looked to me like it had not stopped, but the whistle was blown, and I believe Kobe Bradley just had a touchdown taken away from him right there, Andy. First down, though.
That's certainly a judgment call as far as if momentum had stopped and such. I will tell you this, we've seen plays play on a lot more than that with Cameron being able to run, but that play got blown dead a little prematurely, I would say.
So Kobe Bradley just missed his 5th touchdown of the night. Nettleton up 33-14 here in the fourth quarter, 10:30 to play. Pass is complete to Jaden Brown, 35-yard line. It's going to be minimal gain on that. I believe they might have tackled him out of bounds.
Kylan Gates, that was a wide receiver screen, and Kylan Gates was supposed to release out and block the cornerback, and he really couldn't get out there soon enough, and Jaden was kind of dancing around waiting on Kylan to come block, and then Kylan ended up taking them both out of bounds trying to block the cornerback.
So let's give Kylan Gates credit
tackle
for the tackle.
And the block.
2nd down and 10 for the Raiders. Clock stopped at 10:27, 33-14 to score. Nettleton with the big lead over Hot Springs. Cameron Scarlett gives to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley running the right side and finds the hole down to the 30-yard line. It's going to be a gain of maybe 6. It'll be 3rd down and a long 3 for the Raiders. And there may be a flag on the field that I didn't see, Andy. They haven't moved the change yet, have not moved the marker. So, yeah, they're going to call a penalty against Nettleton, a false start against Nettleton. Strange that they let the play develop before they called it. Usually that's a dead ball foul. They whistle the play dead before it can get going good. But it is going to be second down, and I believe Michael Jackson might have made the stop, and right on cue, Matt Ragsdale played Beat It by Michael Jackson. Fans having a good time here, laughing at the old ballpark. Raider fans having a good time tonight for sure. Second down and 15 for the Raiders. 9:50 and ticking on the clock. Nettleton with a 33-14 lead over Hot Springs. Nettleton scored 5 touchdowns. They missed a couple of PATs. They give the ball to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley bounces out left side, finds the edge. He's at the 25. He's at the 20. Runs out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. First down, Raiders. Another big play by Kobe Bradley, who's got to be nearing 300 yards rushing.
Craig, Kobe's listening to me down there. I'm telling you. The only thing I can think about there is he thought, hey, I'm going to run out of bounds here because I needed breath. That's the only reason why I think he stepped out of bounds right there, because he just needs to take some oxygen before this next play.
First and 10, Raiders on the 18-yard line of Hot Springs. Scarlett in the backfield with Kobe Bradley, a couple of 1,000-yard rushers in the backfield. Who are you going to try to stop if you had to stop one of those two? Pick your poison, indeed. They give the ball to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley finds the hole, gets down across the 15-yard line to the 14. Going to be a gain of, we'll call it a gain of 3. Second down and 7 for the Raiders, who lead 33-14 with 9:20 to play in the game.
Well, now it's just imposing your will on the other team and trying to milk that clock. And I doubt very seriously Nettleton will throw the ball again unless they throw some sort of slip screen. But it's going to be Cameron Scarlett or Kobe Bradley. And once again, you're seeing the MO of Hot Springs. And it's blitz, and they're running right by Kobe Bradley almost every time.
Second down and 7, and a little bit of movement down there on the Nettleton offensive line. It looks like might have been Moses Williams, who kind of looked like he lost his balance down there. And false start is going to be the call. They're going to back Nettleton up. It's going to be second down and 11 after the procedure penalty. Couple of All-State players on this 10-0 team, Moses Williams and Cameron Scarlett.
Well, after it's all said and done with, I think you're going to have a handful of All-State team players on this team this year.
They have sure made Raider Nation proud this year. Second down and 11 for the Raiders. Scarlett's going to run it himself. Looking for a hole, bounces out to the right side, spins inside the 15-yard line. Gain of about 6 probably when it's all said and done. It's going to be third down and 7 for the Raiders on the 15-yard line of Hot Springs.
Well, you know, they can fake all the throws all they want to, but, I mean, you're not going to be putting the ball in the air here. You're going to be keeping it on the ground with Cameron or Kobe here.
8:23 on the clock, and it is ticking. We're in the fourth quarter. Nettleton with a 33-14 lead over Hot Springs. Scarlett's going to pass. Look out, Cameron. Michael Jackson bearing down on him, and it's going to be another quarterback sack. Michael Jackson, the very talented defensive lineman for Hot Springs, chased Cameron Scarlett down, had a head start, and quarterback sack. It's going to be fourth down for the Raiders. But did you notice Cameron Scarlett went down before he went out of bounds? The clock is still rolling.
I was just fixing to say about the only positive play that happened there is 2 things. Cameron didn't get hurt.
Right.
And number 2, he stayed in bounds and kept the clock running.
That's a couple of very positive things.
Very positive.
Number 1, Cameron didn't get hurt.
That's right.
Number 2, that clock is still rolling. Nettleton 7 minutes and 39 seconds away from making history, from becoming the first Nettleton team ever to move to 11-0 on the season.
And this is really 4-down territory for them.
Sure. Fourth down and long right now. Scarlett passing in the end zone. He's got downtown Jaden Brown. Unfortunately, downtown Jaden Brown drops the ball in the breadbasket. It's going to be a turnover on downs with 7:25 remaining in the game. Nettleton 33, Hot Springs 14, and that's one of those that Jaden Brown says, boy, I wish I had that back.
Yeah, that's a tough one to talk about because, Jaden Brown has reeled in tougher catches than that right there.
Right.
And we've seen that this season. I will tell you that, it's hard to see that from up here and you think, oh, well, that hit him right in the hands. Well, when you have a defender right in your face and Cameron drops the ball right over the top, you don't see that ball until the last second.
Yep.
And so it actually turns into a very difficult play because it hits you in your chest before you even realize it's on you.
And their senior quarterback is back in the game as a flag is on the play. We thought Sheeler may be done as he just got hammered by Halon Willie. But the sophomore comes in, throws a touchdown pass, and
they just substitute back for him here.
Yep, sure enough. So that talented
sophomore. There must have been a miscommunication by who's going to be playing quarterback here. That's odd.
It sure is. Matt Contreras back into the game. Penalty was against Hot Springs, so it's first down and 15. Contreras to pass. It is complete, but immediately he is tackled. Halon Willie on the stop for the Raiders. It's not Halon Willie. I'm so sorry. That was Dorian Tucker, number 6.
Yeah.
I got both of those guys in my 6th period class, and they sit next to each other. Maybe I saw Dorian Tucker and called him Halon's name. Halon will appreciate it. Dorian will be mad at me come Monday morning. Second down and 15, no gain on the play. 6 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in the game. Nettleton up 33-14. Back to pass is Contreras. He's going long. Boy, it's a pretty pass. It is incomplete at the 50-yard line. It reminded me of a young Andy Shatley. That was a nice, tight spiral. Incomplete pass. That was a strong throw, though, by the sophomore quarterback.
It really was. And, the kid's he's a good-looking football player, being a sophomore, and you can tell that there's a reason why he's in the football game. And when they're down, 19-something points here, these are going to be valuable snaps for him moving forward next season.
Third down and 15 for Hot Springs. No doubt about it. Matt Contreras will remember this game for as long as he lives. The sophomore signal caller doing a great job spelling the talented Isaac Sheeler, the senior, who unfortunately was injured. Pass is complete to number 15, and he is tackled after a gain of about 7. It's going to be 4th down and 8. Halon Willie in on the stop. Also, Juan Badillo, Kylan Goodlow over there.
Looks like Jamie Morris is in the game. He hasn't had a whole lot of playing time in the last couple of weeks. I don't know if he's had some injuries that he struggled with, but it's good to see Jamie Morris out there.
Jamie Morris has had a very good season for us and has come up with some big plays through the year. Major reason why we are 10-0. It's 4th down and 6. Hot Springs out there like they're going to go for it. 6:05 remaining in the game. Nettleton up 33-14. They're inside Nettleton territory substantially. The ball is at the Nettleton 27-yard line.
I wonder if they're going to quick kick by the quarterback also. That's going to be a delay of game, though.
Going to be 4th down and 11 after the delay of game penalty, and now then they bring the punt personnel out there. I think they may have been trying to the old hard count, trying to get Nettleton to jump off. Nettleton, they weren't playing that game. 5:50 remaining in this game. Nettleton up 33-14. Mark Kellen Barber to receive the punt.
Craig, I wouldn't be surprised if Mark Kellen Barber gets a hold of this and may take it back and right back at him quickly.
Second string punter kicks it with his left foot. High punt. It goes out of bounds. Landed out of bounds, actually. Let's see where I guess it's the referee's judgment where the ball actually went out of bounds. The line judge marks it down at the 48-yard line of Hot Springs, and that's where Nettleton is going to take over 1st and 10. They have a 33-14 lead. They are 5 minutes and 45 seconds away from becoming the first team in Nettleton history to go 11-0. What a great accomplishment for this Nettleton team. It's been so fun to cover this year.
Really, and kudos to the entire staff and also these seniors for senior leadership because the way they approach the game is very consistent Friday after Friday.
Cameron Scarlett gives to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley running off right side off Big Moses, and Kobe Miller over there on the right side of the line. It's a gain of 3. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. Got a Raider a little bit slow to get up. That's Kobe Bradley. He's kind of hobbling a little bit there on his right ankle. And Kobe is going to come out of the game. That may be the only thing that can slow number 3. He has flat had a game. 4 touchdowns, nearing 300 yards, and boy, he is in some pain. He's walking on his own power, but he is definitely favoring like maybe one of his ankles. 2nd down and 6. Keandre Pope into the game to spell Kobe Bradley. Scarlett, the quarterback, the senior all-state quarterback, he's milking the clock. The play clock is under 10 seconds. Now Scarlett starts the process, gives to Keandre Pope. Keandre Pope runs left side behind Allen Campbell and Kylan Gates. Gains some positive yardage. It's going to be 3rd down and 2 for the Raiders.
Yeah, Kobe, I mean, he's walking around the sidelines, but that left ankle, he's not really happy. It looks like somebody kind of rolled up on his ankle. It is good to see him walking that off, but that's probably going to be sore tomorrow. So we'll get him checked out tomorrow and see what that ankle looks like. But he may not see the field again tonight, and that may kind of wrap his night up with about almost 270 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns.
3rd down and 3. They get the ball to Keandre Pope. Keandre running tough, but boy, he is hit hard. Gets about to the 40-yard line. That's going to be a couple of yards short of the 1st down. It's going to be 4th down and 2 for the Raiders. 4 minutes and 12 seconds on the clock. Nettleton with a 33-14 lead.
Yeah, I'm not so certain that you would see him go for it here. You might see him line up for a hard count. Your go-to guy would be Kobe Bradley at this point. But you might see a hard count, see if you can get him to jump off sides, and then you'll see the quick kick by Cameron.
Scarlett, the quarterback, in the shotgun. Keandre Pope on his right hip. And it's going to be a quick kick. Punt. See if it dies before the goal line, and it does. It is downed at about the 5-yard line by Ken Moore and McShann. And Hot Springs will take over 1st and 10 from their own 5-yard line. There's 3 minutes and 36 seconds to play in this game. Nettleton with a 33-14 lead. Nettleton going to move to 11-0 on the season, going to advance to the 2nd round of the playoffs. Next week we're going to host who we believe to be Little Rock Christian. They were up 35-14 at half over Valonia. And so we will be hosting Little Rock Christian. If that game held true to what it did the first half, Raiders got to finish this one off, though. They're running left side, and Nettleton defensive line up to the task. That's Cam Phillips making the stop. Actually a tackle for the loss for Cam Phillips. It's going to be a loss of 2, 2nd down and 12. Hot Springs deep in their own territory. 2nd down and 11 from their own 4. Just over 3 minutes to play in this game. Quarterback from the end zone. Throws, let's go. It's intercepted by number 16, Kylan Goodlow. How about that? Heck of an interception by Kylan Goodlow, and the Raiders have the ball with 2:57 to play, a 33-14 lead. Athletic interception by Kylan Goodlow.
Craig, I'm not certain that I've seen a high school defensive play like that in a long time. That ball was thrown up for grabs. It really was a 50-50 ball for them, for Hot Springs wide receiver or Kylan Goodlow, and he just out-jumped the wide receiver and kind of there at the top of the peak. You really didn't know who was going to come down with that, and he just raked it and then stomached the ball, came down with it, and boom. What an unbelievable defensive play right there to get the football back.
Kylan Goodlow has had an outstanding night, a major reason why this defensive secondary has just shut down the passing game of Hot Springs and put an exclamation point on his night's work right there with a big-time interception. Great play by Kylan Goodlow. And the Raider offense back out on the field, less than 3 minutes away from glory. They give to Keandre Pope. Keandre reads the hole very well, makes a sharp cut to his left, gains 3. It's going to be 2nd down and 7, 2:45 on the clock and ticking.
Yeah, I really don't think you're going to see Kobe Bradley back in this football game because, he's walking the sidelines and looks like he's still a little upset about that ankle. And I'm sure that he would, if you asked him, he would say, put me in the game, Coach. I'm ready to go. But I think at this point you leave him on the sidelines and you try to get him ready for next Friday night.
2nd down and 7. Cameron Scarlett, Keandre Pope in the Raider backfield. Nettleton up 33-14 here in the waning moments of the 4th quarter. Pope running hard, but he's hit hard. Behind the line of scrimmage, battles his way back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a no gain on the play, maybe a gain of inches. It's going to be 3rd down and 7. Clock is at 2:05. And Hot Springs elects to take a timeout. We'll take a 60-second break with them. 2:05 remaining in the game. Nettleton up 33-14. Raider football on the EAB Sports Network.
You've been told banks with branches don't have the digital capabilities you need. But why not have the best of both worlds? At First National Bank, we have all the online banking tools you could ever need. Plus, if you need something, we have real people in real places near you. Digital, with branches and real people. We know you can't be everywhere at once, but we can be anywhere you are. Check it, snap it, track it, pay it, move it, and ask it anywhere. First National Bank, putting you first, always.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
As many years as our family has been in this business, we have a lot of friends. We built a lot of relationship with customers in Northeast Arkansas and Southeast Missouri. Our families at Glen Sane want to reach out to you and say we really appreciate the many years of business. I feel like our folks have done a great job getting our sold orders for our customers and taking care of our customers in service for the last several months with all the issues we've had. Things will get back to normal. We just want to say thank you. We appreciate you. Glen Sane, and God bless our troops.
Raider football on the EAB Sports Network. We are on the home stretch. Nettleton up 33-14, 2:09 to play in the game. Nettleton with the ball, 3rd down and 7. Ball on the 38-yard line of the Trojans. Cameron Scarlett in the backfield with Keandre Pope in motion as Savion Pretty Boy Floyd. Hard count. Hot Springs looks to have jumped offside, so instead of 3rd down and 7, it's going to be 3rd down and 2. And I like 3rd and 2 a lot better than 3rd and 7.
Yeah, I really do. And, at the point here, you're talking about game clock management and trying to make sure that, the clock stays moving as much as possible. And also that the ball, the ball kind of, honestly, I'd love to keep it out of Cameron Scarlett's hand, out of Kobe Bradley's hand. There's other players that need to touch the football right now to have some experience, but also to run this clock out.
3rd down and 2. One of those players is Keandre Pope. He's running right side behind the blocking of Moses Williams, and Keandre Pope looks to have a 1st down. Gains just enough for the 1st down. They're going to move the chains. 1:55 to play, and I believe Nettleton just may go in the victory formation here. Hot Springs down 33-14.
Yep. And there's your 1st down, and that's going to be the ball game right there. The white hat says move the chains, and with that 1st down, that pretty much tells the end of the ball game, and I doubt very seriously Hot Springs is going to burn their timeouts to stop the clock, because I don't really see a purpose. And at this point, you may see them go to the victory formation now.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're in, the victory formation. For the 11th time this season, Nettleton is going to pick up a win on the football field. Scarlett gets the snap, takes the knee, loss of a few, but at this point that's immaterial. Less than 1 minute and 30 seconds to play. We're going to have to snap it a couple of more times, and Nettleton will move to 11-0 on the season for the first time in school history. Nettleton has been 10-0 3 times in history, but all 3 times they lost in the first round of the playoffs. Probably the most heartbreaking loss was 1994. They got beat by Lone Oak in overtime. Lone Oak went on to win the state championship.
Yeah, I believe that was here. I think that game was here, was it not?
It may have been.
Yeah, I was watching that game. I came back. I was playing professional baseball at the time. That was the year after I graduated. And it's kind of an interesting story to where, we had a pretty successful season. They all wondered, what are you going to do after, Andy Shatley Moe's gone or whatever, and they completely forgot about who I was and went undefeated. So
Andy who?
That's right. Roger McMillan and crew had a great season the next year.
Cameron Scarlett from the victory formation takes another snap, takes a knee, and that's going to do it, folks. Roger McMillan and the 94 Raiders, Brian Carter, the 87 Raiders, Billy Davidson and the 75 Raiders, all of those great Raiders from days gone by, saluting Cameron Scarlett tonight, who's done what no other Raider has ever done. As the quarterback, he has led Nettleton to an 11-0 season, and we're not done yet. As the clock is at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the final horn sounds, Nettleton wins. Nettleton advances to the second round of the playoffs. We'll tell you who they're going to play in the postgame show, the Real Estate Nate postgame show. Let me say, though, that was the Domino's delivery of the game. Cameron Scarlett delivering the 11th win against no losses for the Raiders this year. Nobody delivers like Domino's.
And, Craig, let's reiterate what we're witnessing tonight, and this is Nettleton Raider football history. This has never happened before. No team has ever been 11-0. Nettleton Raider football, and we're witnessing tonight. This is one of the most exciting things, really, as a former quarterback, to see these kids continue to play football at an elite level. And once again, I just don't think that there's a venue or a game that's too big for these kids, and they continue to just play the game plan as their coach has laid out. They play the defensive scheme that Coach Alan Johnson lays out for them. Steve Hampton continues to have a balanced attack on the offense, and they always have an answer. If you want to do something to stop this part of them, they have an answer here. And as well balanced as this team, they're going to be very difficult as they continue to play on through the playoffs. If you want to try to stop the wide receivers or Cameron Scarlett, we've got Kobe Bradley. If you want to try to throw the football, the Nettleton secondary proved tonight that they will shut you down. This team right here averaged almost 200 yards passing a game, and they probably didn't have 50 or 60 yards passing tonight. So kudos to Nettleton. History in the making tonight. We both got to witness Nettleton Raider history. 11-0. They roll into the second round of the state playoffs as high as you possibly can as far as the confidence level, and they continue to play solid, aggressive, and disciplined football. The sky's the limit for this Nettleton Raider football team.
They have brought great joy to us. Andy Shatley and I, we were doing the Jackie Fargo strut up here in the NEA Baptist position. Get better with Baptist. The Raiders move to 11-0 on the season with a 33-14 win. We're going to break it all down in the postgame show. The Real Estate Nate postgame show. Looking to buy or sell a home, call Nate Lipsky. That's Real Estate Nate at 261-3927. We will take a 3-minute break. When we come back, the Real Estate Nate postgame show, we're going to name the JOSM player of the game. We're going to have a chat with the head coach, Stephen Hampton. We hope that you hang around for the Real Estate Nate postgame show is coming up after these messages from a happy Raider field, the EAB Sports Network.
Guys, if you haven't made it into Orville's men's store, then you're missing out. They're the only store in town to exclusively carry brands like Barber, Duckhead, Strong Suit, Tommy Bahama, and Vineyard Vines. Orville's has everything a guy needs, from daily workwear to a big night out on the town. Orville's will have you looking more stylish and feeling more confident than ever before. So make your way to Orville's men's store at 2612 East Nettleton next to Steamroller Blues in Jonesboro and show off your stash. Shop online at orvillesms.com.
It's football time at Wings to Go. That means all the TVs watching the games, all the wings will be hot and flavorful, all the food will be good. It is time to come to Wings to Go. We've weathered the storm. It's almost over. Things are getting better, and we can't wait to see you at Wings to Go. Sports, wings, football, life is great at Wings to Go, both locations.
See Placid Tire Service for the right tire at the right price right now. Placid Tire Service is the area's biggest selection of in-stock tires at the lowest price. While others are searching for tires to order, we'll get you fixed up with a great set of tires and back on the road in no time with our 4 tires, 1 hour guarantee. Plus, we make the purchase easy on your budget with our Placid Tire Service card or no credit needed financing options. For the right tire at the right price right now, the choice is easy. That's Placid Tire Service.
You raised your family here. Did every July 4th here. Refinished the floors here twice. Sized up your daughter's boyfriends here. Waited in the doorway all day when your son was coming home on leave. This place has given you all you've dreamed of, and now it's giving again. in the form of a gourmet kitchen and the quietest dishwasher known to man. Realize your dream with a home equity line of credit from Simmons Bank. Dreams realized. SimmonsBank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, subject to credit approval.
Trust your heart to better care at NEA Baptist. Better access means communication with your award-winning cardiac team anytime, anywhere with the MyChart app. Better technology means leading the state with new treatments and interventions right here in Jonesboro. Better is an integrated team of experts at your service when seconds matter. Your heart deserves better. Find it at NEA Baptist.
If you're looking for some land you'd like to populate, call real estate, real estate, real estate dates.
Listen, we all know the real estate market is crazy right now, so whether you're buying or selling, you deserve maximum value. You want real market knowledge. You want real negotiating power. You want real results. You need Real Estate Nate. Give me a call. I got you back.
Call Real Estate, Real Estate, Real Estate Nate.
Call today. Real Estate Nate with Halsey Thrasher Harpole Real Estate Group. 870-261-3927.
Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network, where Nettleton has rolled over Hot Springs 33-14 here in the first round of the playoffs. We advance to the second round next week. We will host a game next week. And Andy, you know how they do on election night. They project a winner after a little while. I think we can project a winner in the Little Rock Christian game. It is 53-29, Little Rock Christian over Valonia in the fourth quarter. So it looks like we're going to be welcoming Little Rock Christian, one of those very tough private schools, to Raider Field next Friday night. That's going to be a big challenge for these 11-0 Nettleton Raiders.
Really it is. And honestly, you know, when you start looking at the matchup tonight, I honestly think that Nettleton's probably played two, maybe even three teams that are, you know, on paper better than a Hot Springs tonight. And you know, when you're a top seed, you're going to get the fourth seed in that conference, right, and that's probably not going to be one of the stronger ones in that conference. But once you move to the next round, everything starts shaking loose, because now you're going to end up playing potentially a second seed or something like that coming out of a conference, and that starts to step the competition up dramatically. So as they move on, competition is going to continue to get better and tougher. It's going to be tougher to score. It's going to be harder offenses to stop, and that's going to be the matchup for next Friday night. This is going to be a much tougher game next Friday night.
Well, let's enjoy this one for sure. Let's talk about it. The Raiders win 33-14. The first quarter, Nettleton received the opening kickoff. Hot Springs won the toss, but they deferred their option to the second half, so they kicked off. It took Nettleton all of 2 plays. That was our Kavanaugh Auto Group drive of the night. To see their complete inventory from the comfort of your home, log on to KavanaughCars.com, the Kavanaugh Auto Group drive of the night. And it was capped off, 2 plays, capped off by a Kobe Bradley 48-yard touchdown run. With 11:05 remaining in the first quarter, 55 seconds had ticked off the clock, and Nettleton already found pay dirt. Daniel Golden kicked the PAT. That made it 7-0. And then about 9 minutes later, 2:39 remaining in the first quarter, again, Kobe Bradley with another touchdown run, 22 yards. The point after attempt was blocked. The score at the end of the first quarter was 13-0. The second quarter, Hot Springs got on the board with 10:37 remaining in the second quarter. Michael Jackson, the very talented defensive lineman, they put him, William Refrigerator Perry style, they put him in, and he punched the ball in a 2-yard run, made the score 13-7 after the PAT. Nettleton responded with less than 16 seconds later, actually, 10:21 in the second quarter. A 65-yard touchdown run by Kobe Bradley made it 20-7 after the Golden PAT. And then Cameron Scarlett, a 35-yard touchdown run with 2:56 remaining in the half, set the score at 27-7 at half. In the third quarter, Nettleton outscored Hot Springs 6-0. Kobe Bradley with a 39-yard touchdown run. PAT was no good, made the score 33-7. In the fourth quarter, Hot Springs scored a touchdown on a 24-yard touchdown pass from a sophomore quarterback. number 16, Matt Contreras, to Javion Felton. A fine throw and catch. Hot Springs got on the board in the fourth quarter. The PAT was good. That set the score at 33-14. Our JOSM player of the game is Kobe Bradley. The player of the game is brought to you by Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, getting you back in the game for more than 40 years. What a game by Kobe Bradley. 266 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns. I know you're a Kobe Bradley fan, Andy. The young man really played his heart out tonight.
Yeah, he really did. And as the night progressed, it looked like that was going to be the answer for Nettleton. Hot Springs' MO was to shut down the quarterback, the talented quarterback from Nettleton, Cameron Scarlett. And, if you do that, there are other weapons that Nettleton has, and they're going to bring those at you. And Kobe Bradley, that just lined up for him tonight. And he ran all over the field. I'm sure maybe he's either getting oxygen or ice on something like that. But kudos. It was pretty obvious who was going to be the player of the game tonight. But that's exactly the response that Nettleton needed. When you try to take one aspect of their game away, they're going to throw another one at you, and that was Kobe Bradley tonight. And we still haven't come up with a nickname for him.
That's something I'm going to study on this weekend. I'm going to work on that. Next weekend, Kobe Bradley will have a nickname. I'm guaranteed.
And the rule is you can't come up with your own nickname.
That's right. We've had players come up to us, hey, you want to call me this? Nope, don't work that way. We got to come up with a nickname. So the JOSM player of the game is Kobe Bradley. Happy night at Nettleton as they beat Hot Springs 33-14. We'll play Little Rock Christian, it looks like, next Friday night here at Nettleton. You're listening to the Real Estate Nate postgame show. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, call Nate Lipsky. That's Real Estate Nate at 261-3927. We're going to take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we're going to have Coach Stephen Hampton. In the history of Nettleton, there's only been one coach who has led a team to an 11-0 record, and you're going to hear from him after this 2-minute break. It's Stephen Hampton, his Nettleton Raiders victorious tonight. We'll be right back with more on the Real Estate Nate postgame show after these messages.
This is Keith Baird with the Baird Auto Group. There's nothing that brings our communities together like high school sports. No matter what the scoreboard says, it's a winning feeling just to be a part of it. At Baird, we want you to have the feeling anytime you come into one of our dealerships. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Don't buy anywhere else until you shop at Baird location near you. Don't get a bad deal, get a Baird deal. Because why pay more?
Saving service, great selection too. Baird does it all for you.
For me, rice farming isn't a profession. It's been my life for more than 30 years. And as owner of Delaplane Seed, I've been the region's rice tech leader for more than a decade. Every planting season, I'm in the fields right along with you, and we're figuring out how to make sure bushels mean dollars together. From selecting your hybrid rice to free on-farm delivery and one-on-one consultation, I'd like to help your rice field see more profit this season. I'm Terry Gray at Delaplane Seed. Call me today at 870-249-3447. Let's talk about your best rice options.
What does better mean to you? Maybe it's better services, better support, better ways to build a life or buy a home or run a business. First Security is your partner for it all, with resources and solutions that make a difference for you and others. That's because First Security takes care of customers while building communities. Better for you, better for Arkansas, better for all. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Attention, members and guests.
Get lost at Lost Pizza. See why people continue to flock to Northeast Arkansas's coolest and funkiest place to eat. Try one of Lost Pizza's 10 signature pizzas or create your own. Plus, salads, subs, and pastas. And of course, those famous Delta hot tamales. Lost Pizza offers curbside pickup, dine-in, or delivery. And they also do catering. Lost Pizza with 2 locations in Jonesboro, 906 Southwest Drive, and on Hilltop at 3410 East Johnson. Order at lostpizza.com or download and order through the Lost Pizza app.
Well, thank you for continuing with us tonight. And as we wrap up tonight's game, in the press box, we're joined with Coach Steve Hampton. Coach, I know what you're about to say when I tell you that you've made history and you are 11-0. You're going to tell me you're only 1-0. Go ahead and say it. I know you're going to say that.
We are 1-0 in this new season, and that's all that matters.
I knew that was the first thing you were going to set straight because you told me this year we have 3 seasons, and now we're going into the 3rd season. Well, you made history tonight, and it makes an old quarterback proud. and an old, I don't know, what are you, a water boy, Craig? It makes us proud to watch the product that y'all continue to put on the field night in and night out. On Friday nights, y'all have a game plan and your teams execute. Did you not see the same thing tonight?
Yeah, I thought we had a really good plan, offense and defensively. And I thought we came out, we executed for the most part. They came out, they're got a little blitz, crazy on us and started trying to run guys through. But we knew, there might be times where they get us. But if we can ever, with our gap scheme, block down, kick out, and we can crease it, pierce it, then there's a chance of big plays. And that was what happened. You saw Kobe on some really long runs.
Well, one of the things that I noticed up here, and like you said, the first play of the game on defense for them, it's a double B-gap blitz from their linebackers, and so their MO, and correct me if I'm wrong, their MO tonight was to take Cameron Scarlett out of the game, and they forgot about Kobe Bradley.
Yeah, I think it's kind of, from week to week, it's, teams will have to pick their poison, which one they want to try to stop. And, if they try to stop Cameron, then obviously Kobe, is going to, have games like tonight. We've got receivers that are more than capable, and so, it's tough on defenses when you've got that many weapons for sure.
Well, my prediction was that Kobe Bradley tonight would have 300 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns and a little bum ankle there at the end, which it looks like he's going to be fine. Yeah. And he came up just about 34 yards shy of my prediction, so I was close, and I really felt like last week – he kind of didn't show up in the box scores, and he's not going to do that 2 weeks in a row, and he showed up big for you tonight.
No, like I said, it was week to week. Last week, Cameron's running style kind of fit what we need, more downhill, and then, tonight with the patience of Kobe and finding those creases, he was able to do that and just had an outstanding game.
One of the things that I talked about in my keys to victory for y'all was when I looked at these statistics, y'all are giving up about 48 to 50 yards passing, and they're averaging, somewhere between 160 to 200 yards passing. Right. And so there was an inconsistency there, and something had to give. Right. And what I saw tonight was a secondary from Nettleton completely shut down and give them nowhere to throw the football.
Right, yeah, I thought we played really well. We gave up a couple of throws, we knew they're going to try to throw the vertical routes. That's what, they do that quite a bit. So we knew that was coming, and the kid made, a really good catch on one. And then the other, the tight end, we just didn't push fast enough to get to number 3, the number 3 receiver. We're kind of, and, we got a hit on the quarterback. It was, he got it off. He stood in the pocket and made a good throw. We were just, a few yards away from getting to that receiver. So, credit them. They made some plays, but, our secondary and really our defensive line, it didn't seem like they had an answer for Jordan Pegram all night. I mean, it seemed like he was making tackle after tackle. Blake Brown, I thought, played well, and then our secondary, they played really well as well.
I was most impressed, really. We like to see you run up the score and put points on the board, but at the end of the day, defense wins championships, and your defense really kind of pitched a great game for you tonight, and I think they did what needed to be done to allow your offense to shine.
Yeah, I thought, getting the ball back, the more opportunities our offense gets, eventually we feel like, eventually they're gonna find pay dirt, and with our offensive line, they just kind of wear on people. They're big, physical, and that takes its toll, throughout the ball game, and a lot of teams can't hold up to that.
Well, once again, I thought it was a very balanced effort tonight on Nettleton football, a very disciplined game. I'm continue to be impressed when every once in a while things don't go your way or you give up a big play here and there. Your team does not panic, and they just go right back to the game plan and don't panic, and they continue to play the football, the style of football that – how does that happen? Is that senior leadership, or was that come from the top? Where is it? Because I see that Friday night after Friday night.
I think it's a combination of all of those things. We've got some, seniors that are mature, and I think there is a trust between coaches and players that, the players trust the coaches that, hey, we're going to put them in the right position. And then there's trust with us that they're going to make it happen. Everybody's going to do their job. And so I think it's just, if we give up a big play, we understand, we figure out, why we did it, what happened, where the breakdown was, and we're going to get it corrected. And I think our kids understand that now, and they're just doing a good job of just hanging in there. We know, hey, you can get some yards, but you got to get that thing in the end zone.
That's right.
And until you do, we still got a chance. We're going to keep playing. We're going to keep playing every single snap because we feel like the more snaps we make you play, the greater chance there is for you to make a mistake.
Well, one thing that I would like to highlight is last week, the game culminated with an interception. Juan Badilla had an unbelievable interception. Well, tonight, right in front of you, is probably one of the best plays I've seen all season, and Halon Willie pulling that ball down there. No,
Kylan Goodlow.
Kylan Goodlow pulling that interception down right there in front of everybody, and that was kind of like a nail in the coffin, really, for the game.
Yeah, Kylan, as a ninth grader last year, he has great ball skills. So he probably had 8 or 9 interceptions last year as a ninth grader. And then he really hadn't had a lot of opportunities this year. People, for whatever reason, haven't thrown at him. But, he showed he's got great ball skills. He went up and, came down with it.
Well, it was, in my opinion, a decisive victory tonight in your first game of your third season.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be able to play in front of your home crowd, and there was a great crowd, a great active crowd here tonight, and having another game here next Friday night, that certainly plays to your advantage as you move forward in the state tournament.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We love being at home, and, we feel like that's in our advantage, and we're going to need a big crowd next week. We're going to need an active crowd. Our kids draw from that. They feel that energy, and we're going to need it next week. We play a really good team, and so it should be a great ball game.
Yeah, it looks like from what we're finding out, it's going to be Little Rock Christian coming here to visit the 11-0 or 1-0, as you say, Raiders here at Raider Field. So it lines up to be an outstanding football game next Friday night, and I'm sure you will say to everybody listening in Raider Nation needs to be here next Friday night.
Yeah. The ticket sales is a little different for playoff games. Get online, get your tickets early, get here, because we're going to need everybody's support next week.
Well, congratulations on your first win of the postseason, and let's go get another one next Friday night. Congratulations, Coach.
Let's do it.
There it is, Coach Stephen Hampton on the Real Estate Nate postgame show. And, again, we want to say we appreciate Real Estate Nate. That's Nate Lipsky. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, call Nate Lipsky, Real Estate Nate, at 261-3927. The Raiders win this one 33-14, and we're about to wrap things up here. Andy Shatley and I want to encourage you to close out your night with the Kavanaugh Auto Group Friday Night Lights scoreboard show. Will Oswalt has all the scores for you just as soon as they go final. Plus, he's going to be talking with coaches and broadcasters around the area. That's a Friday Night Lights scoreboard show. Starts at 9:30. I don't even know what time it is. It's 9:48 by my watch, so it's going on right now over on 95.3, 96.9, The Ticket. Next week, we'll be broadcasting from Nettleton. It's going to be the Nettleton Raiders against the Little Rock Christian. I don't even know what Little Rock Christian is, but we'll be playing Little Rock Christian. My apologies to the folks who may be listening out there from Little Rock Christian. I'm sure there's a whole lot of them, but whoever their mascot is, we're going to be taking them on next Friday night, it sure looks like, here at Raider Field. Hope to have you along for the ride. Want to say a great big thanks to Scotty Woodson, who's done a great job producing the show and keeping us up to date on the scores from the Little Rock Christian Valonia game. Thank you, Scotty. Thanks to my pal Andy Shatley for calling color, doing a great job as always. Sky Shatley for doing a great job of spotting. We got Jeff McMillan on stats, Lindsey Miller on stats, our NTV crew, Blake Isbell, the director, camera operators Brendan Troutman and Caleb Andrews. For all of us here at Nettleton Television, for Andy Shatley, I'm Craig Miller. Thank you so much for being a part of this game tonight. We'll see you next Friday. Raider Pride is justified.
Raider Pride forever.
You've been listening to Nettleton Raider Football on 94.